Hey, everybody. Hey. Hey, everybody. Oh, I see a lot of familiar names. Hopefully you have I see you, Real Praise, and Judy, and Connie, and Tanya, and Mary, and Karen. Karen, I hope you got something for your migraine. Hey, Nita and Mary. It's a lot of Marys. Hey, Karen, Sylvia, Melinda, Willette, Tiffany, Lisa. Hey, Jesse. All right, y'all. Hey, Kawanda. Y'all see the goal. And hopefully, hey, Lavada and Stacy and Norma and Cheryl and Natasha and Tia and Celestine and Cynthia and Helen and Crafty Lady 11 and Bettina and Sharon and Dana and Becky and everybody. Hey, Kelly. Hey, thank y'all so much for being here. Hopefully you have printed your checklist that I left below the video. And if somebody is asking what is she talking about, you already know to tell them. Y'all want me to be shining, don't you? You want me to be shining. It's okay. It's all right. Cool. That's cool. You want me to be shining. That's cool. No problem. Okay. Yeah, get your pen and paper. We take notes over here. We take notes. Hey, Dawn. Hey, Denisha. All right. Thank you, Catherine. Thank you so much. Below the video. Everything is below the video. So you are welcome to use this format, or you're welcome to use any format you want to use. This is my current craft journal right here. If this is your first time watching, welcome. Welcome. I'm glad you're here. And my goal is to always help you learn whatever the thing is. Hey, AB. Hey, Lisa. So this is what the goal is. And this document that I just showed, and y'all, your sponsor is getting ready to do what he does. He's getting ready to do exactly what he does, okay? If you are concerned or wondering about the document, it is below the video. It's linked below the video. You don't have to do anything but click on it and print it out. You don't have to sign up for anything. You don't have to join a membership. You don't owe me anything. It's just my way of helping you become a better crafter. Let me turn off these. Don't tell them to be the most, Mary. Let me turn off this volume on my computer. You printed it out. Good, girl. Thank you, AB. Hey, Spanky. Yes, he's about to get it going. He's about to, but Madison is going to get them for me. All right, so this is the goal. Patrice, do your job. LaChastity. I love that. LaChastity. I love it. I love that name. All right, so this is the goal. The goal is to learn 15 tips and tricks about Cricut Design Space. And if you already have a Cricut, you know that there is, a whole lot to learn about Cricut Design Space. And I narrowed it down to the 15 things that I think are the most important. But of course, this is based on my opinion. Hey, look, Kiki, thank you. So these 15 things are based on my opinion. If you are new to having a Cricut, if you are a brand new Cricut owner, let me let him do what he's getting ready to do. My dog has range. I bet your dog doesn't have range. Thank you, Tracy. Thank you, Patrice. He's getting ready to do his due. Jay, he's getting ready to do it, okay? No, I'm not going down there, Brandy. Madison can go get him. These kids are young. I'm too old to be going up and down the stairs. If I go down the stairs, I'm going to be yelling from up down there. Can y'all hear what I said about Cricut? Okay, so no, we're not doing that. He'll be up here in a minute. Madison! Madison, go get him in a minute. Go get your brother. Hey, Donzel. Hey, Ermi. All right, so like I was saying, there are, of course, more things to learn about Cricut Design Space than 15, but I had to narrow it down because otherwise we would be on all night. We will be on all night. Thank you, Mary. This was, believe it or not, Mary, it was unintentional. I didn't try to do a double outline, and I don't even remember how I did it, but I did it. So I don't know why it ended up like that. I was like, oh, it's a double outline. Okay, cool. Okay, so let's get started. If you have a Cricut, and this, we're going to really be speaking a lot in general terms because this will apply to Cricut Maker, Cricut Maker 3, Cricut Explorer Air 2, Cricut Explorer Air 3, Cricut Joy, really any Cricut cutting device. Okay, I'm going to speak as much as I can in general terms. Please know that Cricut Design Space looks different from a phone than it does from a desktop. So you have more features when you're using a desktop. I am not a crafter who crafts from my phone. So I typically craft from, my Cricut is connected. I have both of them connected to my desktop computer. But when you're using a phone or like a mobile device, you have a limited amount of settings. Okay, so as I'm showing you this, if you haven't seen some of these things, just know you probably don't have these same features if you're using a mobile device, because I'm using a desktop. You won't be able to cut. You can't send it to go ahead and say hi to your sponsor. You can practice with the software, but you won't be able to send it to the brother Scan and Cut. Go on. Go on and say hi. You making all that noise? Y'all say hi to Milo right quick. Go on. Look right here. Look at the people. Sweet baby. Were you being a sweet baby just now? I would say no, you were not being a sweet. You're not doing being a sweet baby. He was like, yes, I am. I was being a sweet baby. Put it right there. Okay, so there's that. So the first thing I want you to write, like if I'm writing number 1, and I didn't label these because I want you to label them in a way that you want to label them. So I'm just going to tell you what I'm writing, but you don't have to write what I write, okay? So the first thing that I'm going to write right here is Cricut Design Space. And you can abbreviate that to CDS, Cricut Design Space. And I want to say versus Cricut Access. This is what I'm writing first. I've been saying that one tooth is taken out. Oh. Okay. Oh, and this, you don't have to write this. I'm just telling you what I'm writing. Okay. And the reason why I'm writing this is because I think it's important. We're not doing noises. We're not doing noises. I think it's important for you to know that these are two different things. Cricut Design Space is software. It's the software that goes along with the machine. So if I were using my Caesar Romeo, for example, the software that goes with Caesar Romeo is Leonardo Design Studio. So when I'm using my Cricut, I can't use Leonardo Design Studio because the machine goes with the software. Okay. All right. So Cricut Design Space, what I want you to know about Cricut Design Space is that it's just software. That's what I want you to know about it. I just want you to know that it's software. Cricut Access, on the other hand, is more like a membership, if you will. You can have Cricut Design Space and not have Cricut Access because this is like a membership. Let me give you an example. Creative Fabrica. they have a membership. You can purchase a membership to Creative Fabrica, and you can have access to all of their files and their fonts and their SVGs and their PNGs and all of the perks that go along with Creative Fabrica. Design Bundles is a membership. You can have a membership to Design Bundles where you can purchase things and you can have access to their SVGs and PNGs and fonts and things like that. Hey, Amanda. But just because you have Cricut Design Space, it doesn't mean you have to subscribe to Cricut Access. Okay? Does everyone understand that these are two different things? Okay, these are two different things. So when you purchase a Cricut and you take it out of the box for the first time, you automatically can sign up for a free 30-day trial of Cricut Access. After that 30-day trial, you can sign up for you want to have a membership to Cricut Access. It's a subscription. It's basically a subscription where you have access to more templates and fonts, and we're going to get into that, but I want to make sure you understand that those are two different things. Cricut Design Space is the software that comes with the machine, and Cricut Access is an optional subscription. You don't have to have it. It costs money to have Cricut Access. It does not cost money to use Cricut Design Space. Okay? So this is just software and it's free. This is optional and it costs money. Okay? All right. So now we're getting ready to go into Cricut Design Space, but I think it's important that you understand Cricut Design Space is just the software that goes with the machine, and Cricut Access is a membership. That's basically what it is. So a lot of times people will have a membership to Creative Fabrica, and then they don't use Cricut Access because they just, some people just prefer to get all of their fonts and files and SVGs and PNGs from Creative Fabrica. Okay. All right. So that's what I would write down. You can write down whatever you want to write down. All right. I'm getting ready to share my screen and I'm going to go into Cricut Design Space. Okay. All right. If you're just coming in, welcome. I'm glad you're here. Hopefully you have downloaded the checklist that is below the video. If you want to, you don't have to, but it's something good to add to your craft journal. Okay. Not required at all. All right. Let me go to share my screen and we will keep going. Okay. All right, let me show you something else just in case you didn't understand what I just said. So right here, if you look right here, this is the Cricut.com website. So if you're wondering, I wonder if Delonda is a Cricut Access member. Yes, I am. I am a Cricut Access member. And I just have the standard membership. I don't have the premium membership, but you can see right here, Cricut Access is included with your Cricut account. So there is a free account, right? You can just have the free Cricut Access account and you get 1,000 images, 15 plus fonts, a la carte digital purchases. That means you can just purchase what you need for that moment or like for that specific project, up to 5 collections, 250 plus ready to make projects. Or you can have the standard membership, whereas, unlimited use of 500,000 plus images, and you can read all this for yourself, but There's an option to have it for $9.99 per month, or you can do the yearly plan that's $95.88, or you can have the premium plan and you get a few more perks, and you can still do it for $9.99 per month, or you can do it's $119.88 per year. Okay. All right. Okay. So this is just their information that I'm sharing, but now I'm getting ready to go to Cricut Design Space. Okay. And I do have a link below this video if you want to join Cricut Access or try out Cricut Access. All right, let me stop sharing. What grade did I teach? I taught third, I taught fifth. I was a tech specialist for a while, and I worked a lot. For most of my career, I worked with teachers, so I was an administrator. Okay. But I taught Bible school for small group Bible study for a long time. So I work with a lot of adults. All right. All right, I'm going into Cricut Design Space. I'm going to open it up. Hey, Susie from Italy. Hey. Okay. Let me share my screen. Oh, Jesse, I don't know what's going on. You do, Stacey? Okay. Thank you, Donzel. All right, let me see if this helps. Let me hide this and go here. All right, can y'all, hey, Sonic, you're fine. All right, so we're in Cricut Design Space. This is what it looks, we're not doing that, Milo. We're not. This is what mine looks like when I open it. And it's probably what yours looks like too. It didn't used to look like this a while ago. When you would open Cricut Design Space, the first thing you would see was the canvas. And so they made a few changes. And so what you see now is kind of like the home screen. And so this is what it looks like. Thank you. Thank you, Lena. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click up here in the top left. I'm just going to click on canvas. And we're going to go in somewhat of, like I said, in order of things that I think are most important. So we're going to, Milo, stop. We're going to look up here, right here under my name. Right here, you'll see my picture and you can see that I have notifications and all of that. Hey, Crystal. And right here, there's like a little drop down arrow. If you click the drop down arrow, a lot of the important settings are right here. So if I click on settings, I can see the general settings. So like if, you know, I need to change the language, I can change that here. I can see, I can change my saving options. I can change from beta to live mode. When you are in, when you are, Milo, stop. When you are in beta mode, it is the most current version of the software. So anything that they're testing out that's new, there's not really, they're not sure if they're going to like it or keep it, that's when you would be using beta mode. So whenever they come out with something new in Cricut Design Space, it's always going to be in beta mode. Okay, beta mode. So right here for number 2, I would write important settings. And under here, I would also write, you know, beta mode, because I think that's important to know. So this is what, I don't know if y'all can see that, but mine, I just have it on important settings. And so far, all I'm talking about is like beta mode. I think that's important for you to know. So I do have, you know, an active subscription with Cricut Access. Milo, stop. Are y'all getting ready to leave? If he go, you know he's gonna cry as soon as you leave. Yeah, but it's gonna be worse. All right, then over here on machines, this is also important. So if you are getting a new machine, let's just say you bought a new machine, you will go over here to set it up. This is where you would update your firmware. Beta is on, I keep mine on beta, Gail. I keep mine in beta mode. I always keep mine in beta mode. He just had one, Mary, so he's not getting another one. All right. Machine calibration. So if you need to calibrate your machine, you would find that setting here. Machine care. I'm not sure what that is. I've never used that. Oh, this says the venture. Right here, custom material setting. I think this is important to know. Right here where it says custom material setting. So if I click that, and I would write that down, custom material setting. We're going to look at that. Now, I told you that I have 2 Cricut devices connected to my desktop computer. And right now we're just going to look. Okay, Princess. Right now we're just going to look at the Cricut Maker. You can see both of mine. Hopefully you can see both of mine are connected via Bluetooth. So I'm going to select the Cricut Maker and I'm going to click done. I saw that, Rondria. Okay. Uh-oh, let me see what happened. I don't think I clicked the right thing. Hold on. Let's go back to machines and go to custom. Go to Cricut Maker. Okay, so here is, let me see if I can make this a little bit bigger because I don't think y'all really need to see me, right? You don't, hey, David, you don't really need to see me. You need to see what's on the screen. So I'm going to remove myself from the screen so you can see that a little bit bigger. I don't even know if that made a difference, but let's see what this is. Oh, cancel. Yeah, that's the biggest I can get it. That's the biggest I can get it. Okay. All right. So if we're looking right here at the Cricut Maker, right here, all of these settings were set like this by default. I didn't make any of these settings. I didn't change any of these. I didn't do anything to this. It was like this already. But right here, it tells you, like, let's just say, for example, I wanted to cut out, let's say I wanted to cut out canvas. The cut pressure needed to cut canvas is 1,925. So that's how much pressure is being applied with the blade. Multi-cut, it tells you if the blade is going to go around the item once or twice or not, you know, just if multi-cut is off, right? So right now, like looking right here, you can see chipboard. It goes around chipboard twice, acetate twice. Foil, it just goes, it's going to cut one time. And then right here, if you look, it tells you which blade you'll need. So all of this is important information because let's just say you wanted to cut chipboard. Let's use chipboard because that's what's on here first. You wanted to cut chipboard and these are the standard settings. But when you finished or your machine finished cutting the chipboard, you noticed that it didn't cut all the way through. You might have to send it through to cut it again, right? Well, if you had to send it through to cut it again, you would know that this setting wouldn't work or this setting didn't work. So you have the option here to change this setting or create a new setting. Let me give you an example. Let's still stick with chipboard. 1.5 chipboard, cut pressure 340, multi-cut 3 times, deep point blade. So let's just say, you know what? I cut the chipboard and it didn't cut all the way through. What I can do is go down here and I can scroll all the way to the bottom and I can click right here on add new material. And I can name it whatever I want to name it. I can say, you know, very heavy chipboard. Very heavy chipboard. Okay. And then I'm going to click save. Once I click save, I can change the cut pressure to whatever I want it to be. So at first on regular chipboard, they had it at, let me see, what did they have? 320 is what I think they had. They had it at 340 on the cut pressure. But if I think, 340 is not heavy enough or not strong enough, then I can change this to, 400 if I want to. I can say I want the cut pressure to be 400. Or I can say that I want the cut pressure to be, let's go with 350. Because that's what they use. And I want the cut to be 3 times instead of 2 times. And I want to use the deep point blade because that's what they used. Okay. So let's see. Let's go all the way up here. Like they had it. All right. And then I can save it. Now that's a custom setting. That's a setting that I just made up. I would never use it because I just made that up. But I would only create a setting. Yes, Sherry, yes, yes. I would only create a setting if I knew the setting was going to work. Okay? I would only create a setting if I knew that setting worked. It doesn't make sense to just go in and start making all these settings and they're not working or they're not perfect for what you need. Okay. All right. So I'm going to close this out. I'm just click done. And let me see if there was anything else I wanted you to know about settings. This to me, this is not important right here. This right here, just, you can choose your defaults for your Cricut Maker. If it's, going to keep it on the mat, your page size. This is notifications, and this tells you. Oh, and then there's one more tab for like your system to tell you how much storage space you have. All right, let me stop sharing and make sure, see how y'all are doing. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Denisha, I keep mine on heavy cardstock for rhinestones. I just did a tutorial today on how I cut rhinestones. All right, so for number 2, all I wrote down was important settings and that I keep mine on beta. And then I showed you how to set up your custom settings. Now you can add more, right? Thank you, Stacy. You can add more, if you added, other notes, but that's all I added because that's really all I need to know. Spanky, they shouldn't have to take a screenshot because this document is listed below the video and they can take their notes. They can print this, right? And make their notes. Hopefully that's what everybody is doing. And if they're not doing this, they're writing in their craft journal. I hope everyone is writing in their craft journal. Okay. In the settings, that's also where you find calibration. Okay, Rayvetta, I hear you. Okay. What else did I want to say about that? Oh, I saw a question about how often should you calibrate? Somebody asked a question about how often should you calibrate? I think, look, I should have had on my opinion. I should have had on in my opinion template because you will probably get, if you ask 10 different crafters that question, you might get 10 different responses. And I can only give you my response. And my response might not match Cricut's response. I calibrate as needed. Okay, so if I tried to do a print then cut project and my cuts were all off, they weren't good, I would calibrate. But I normally don't check it beforehand. I normally don't. I'm just telling you the truth. Okay, but you can do it every time you get ready to do a print and cut. That's probably best practice. Okay, so I'm just telling you what I do. Yes, Kawanda. The only thing that's different about working in beta mode than live mode, beta mode has all of the newest features already, whereas live mode probably doesn't. So if they came, like, let's just say Cricut Design, like when they first came out with that sticker option, that probably wasn't in live, but it was in beta because they were still testing it out and still trying to work out the glitches. Okay. All right. This is a medium. It's a medium. Okay. All right. So I'm going on to number 3. And on number 3, what I'm going to write down is left panel. We're not going to talk about everything in the left panel, but there are some things I do want to talk about in the left panel. And the third thing that's in the left panel that I want to talk about first is templates. So I'm going to write left panel and I'm going to write the word templates like this. Okay. All right. So I'm going back in and I'm going to present, share my screen. Thank you, Dee. Carrie, I always try to start right on time when it's alive. It's just what I do. Okay. Thank you, Crystal. Okay, so we're going to look at the left panel, and the thing I said I wanted to look at was templates. And when I say left panel, I'm talking about the things that are over here. The first thing we're going to look at is this one right here that says templates. I don't think it's used as often as it could or should be, but I use it all the time, especially if I'm making t-shirts. If you have been a part of my crafting community for 2 months, you know I make a lot of t-shirts. Like I really do. I have lots and lots of t-shirts, a lot of t-shirts and a lot of hoodies. So I use templates a lot, but I want to welcome you and encourage you to start using templates also, because it's a good way to help you like size your item. So a lot of people will say, well, I don't know how big to make my shirt, or I don't know how big to, make the design for my shirt. Well, Delonda, when you see me making a shirt, 9 times or 10 times out of 10, you're going to see me use this t-shirt template. What you should know about the t-shirt template is that it doesn't actually cut. It's like a virtual support system, right? Okay. It's a virtual support that actually doesn't, it doesn't cut. It doesn't really do anything. But let's just say I was making a t-shirt, right? And let's say my shirt is a men's short sleeve medium. And I'm looking at this, I can see the medium is a little bit bigger than a small, right? And I want to make I don't know, let's say the shirt is going to be black, right? Well, right here, I would change the color of the shirt to black, because whatever color the shirt is, that's what color the template should be, to help me with seeing if the colors are going to look right together, or the sizing of the vinyl is going to look right together. So I personally I rely heavily on templates when I'm in Cricut Design Space. Okay, so yes, there are other templates, but the template that I use the most is t-shirt templates. And you can change the t-shirt to, whatever color your t-shirt is. So if your shirt is blue, black, brown, gray, pink, red, whatever, you can change it to that size. Okay. Yes, Renee, it doesn't get saved with your project. All right. And you can change the size. So like right now it's on a medium. And let's just say I needed to make a shirt for myself and one for my husband. So my shirt would be a medium, but his shirt would be an extra large. And, he might not wear a red shirt, but he would definitely wear like a dark gray shirt, or he would wear a black shirt. Okay. Hey, Patina, I've been here. I don't know where you've been. I've been here. Okay. So you see, I use templates a lot. All right. The next thing I want to look at on that left panel is searching for images. So Right here, I would just write down images. So I'm going to click out of here. And I'm just going to click right here on images. Okay. See where I click right there? I'm on the left. And I didn't look at projects. I mean, projects really, I'm not going to really talk about that. This is just anything anyone has shared. Like, so if somebody created a project in Cricut Design Space and they shared it for you to create the exact same project, that's what this is right here. Okay. But right here, this is just shapes, but I'm looking at images. Let's start to look at images. Okay. Y'all give me a thumbs up. Let me know y'all doing good. And I'm not going to keep checking on you every minute, but it's also my way of checking on you and letting you know that I love you and that I want you to understand what I'm talking about. All right. I have some things that I have shared, Catherine. So like you see all of these notifications right here at the top. I guess these are people who have, let me see, followed me. Yeah. Because I have shared a few templates and things like that. Like I shared my stickers for how I cover my cutting mats. And I shared a few things. Yeah. So yeah, I do have some things there. All right. So now I'm over here. I'm on images and I'm going to just do a search for hearts. Okay. Hey, Marta. I'm just going to do a search for hearts. You see, I'm typing in hearts with an S. And I can see that 17,040 hearts showed up. I can look right here and see that 17,040 hearts are available in Cricut Design Space, or in, that I have access to. Wherever you see this little A, see this A where I'm hovering right here? See this little A, this little A, this little A. That means that I have access to these files for no additional charge because I am a Cricut Access member. Okay. All right. So I'm looking right here. I just did a search for hearts. Now, let's say I want to make my hearts search a little bit more specific, right? Because I don't want to look through 17,000 hearts. I don't want to look through 17,000 hearts. That's a lot of hearts, right? And I want to narrow my search. So let's just say, for example, I wasn't a Cricut Access member. Let's say I have Cricut Design Space, but I do not pay for Cricut Access. And I want to see what files I have access to as a non-paying Cricut Access member. I can click right here and filter my search to just look for free hearts. So I can click right here and I can look to see how many hearts are free. So there are 21 hearts that I can just choose from that are free, that I don't have to have a membership to pay for. And if I just wanted a basic heart, I can just click here. I don't have to go to Creative Fabrica. I don't have to go to Design Bundles. I don't have to buy one from Etsy. I don't have to go on Google and try to download one. I can look in Cricut Design Space and find the free hearts. Okay. But now let me change my search and go back to looking at all of the hearts. Let's say, for example, I only want to look at hearts and I want to look at them by operation type. Operation type in Cricut Design Space, you have the option for cut files. Cut files are like SVGs, like if you're cutting vinyl or cardstock or something like that. You can look at draw only files where you're going to be inserting your pen into the pen adapter. You can look at print then cut files, or you can look at cut and draw files. So let's just say I want to look at cut only files that are hearts. Okay, so there are 14,000 files that are hearts that are cut only. And if these files are cut only, that means I don't need a printer. Do we understand that? If it's a cut only file, that means any of these hearts can be used with vinyl. That's what all of these are. These can be used with just regular heat transfer vinyl or adhesive vinyl. These are cut only files. Okay. Now let's see if there are any cut files that are free. There are 18 cut files that are free. Let's see if there are any, let's take this free off. Let's see if there are any print then cut files that are free. 0. There are no hearts that fall in the print then cut category that are free. Okay. So sometimes it's good to filter your search because you don't need to search through 17,000 files. Right? Okay. So sometimes I will filter my search. And sometimes, let's just say I find something that I really like or I really love, I will make sure to bookmark it like this. If I click this bookmark, then it's saved. So once I go back, yes, you can edit all of these. You can. Once I click out of here, and let's just say I don't want to use it right now, but I want to save it for later, right? I don't want to have to be thinking like, which one was it? You know, I don't want to go through 681 files. You know, I can have some that are bookmarked. Okay. All right. And we're going to talk about changing colors and all of that. All right. That's on the list. Okay. I'm going to stop sharing and check on y'all. Okay. So all I wrote down was, well, really, this should have been number 4. Let me get my pen. So number 4 would have been filtering your search. So we were looking at the left panel. We talked about templates. And then on number 4, we talked about how to filter your search. Because sometimes you just want to look for print then cut images, right? You want to be able to print it, then cut it. And sometimes you don't. You don't want anything that has to be printed. You just want a cut file. Oh, I'm sorry, the English teacher. That's a question for Cricut. That's not a Delonda question. So sorry. Thank you, Wanda. This is Labrador Sapphire and Gold Sapphire. You can see the gold and the sapphire in there. Okay. All right. So we are on number 5. I don't feel like, I mean, you can look through the rest of the left panel for yourself. Like I said, I'm giving you the 15 things that it's going to still be here on my YouTube list of live videos. I'm giving you the 15 things that I think are important for you to know that some people might not know, but we're getting ready to go to the top panel. Okay. We're getting ready to look at the panel at the top. Thank you, Faith Smiley. I appreciate that. All right. Hey, Denise. Denise, I think you are far behind on the, Denise, you are far behind on the video if you hear Milo, because we are past that part. Thank you, Jackie. You know, I told you I have every color of Kendra Scott, almost. I might have, like, there's a transparent color, some I don't have. All right, we're on number 5, and we're getting ready to look at the top panel. So let me write that down. And what we're going to look at is operation type. Number 5, we're going to the top panel. We're going to look at the operation type. If you are just joining and you're wondering where this came from, it's below the video. If you didn't like the video, please remember to do that. And kind of just follow along. You can go back and watch the replay if you missed anything. Whenever I go live, and I'll be live tomorrow at 5 for Romeo Wednesday. Whenever I go live, I do my best to start on time. You were just telling him hello? Okay. I'm going to let y'all see him in a minute. But he's calm right now, so I'm going to let him be calm. Okay. Going back in. We're going back in. We're going back in. Okay, let me take this all off, and we can go back to the canvas. All right, so I'm really finished with this t-shirt template right now. I'm going to click this little eye right here in the bottom right, and I'm going to turn that off. Okay, clicking the eye in the bottom right to turn that off. All right, so now we're going to look at the top panel, and I'm just going to type some text. I'm just going to type Delonda loves to craft, like that. Okay, and I'll make it bigger. Let's make this whole thing bigger. All right, and right here, yes, Stacy, this is new. This is new. I said I'm going to focus on Cricut on Tuesdays and Romeo on Wednesdays. All right, so right here, I said we're going to look at the top panel. So right here, I'm looking at everything that's in this top panel, right? So we looked at the left panel, and we didn't look at everything, but I'm giving you an overview of things the 15 things I think are important, okay? So sometimes Cricut does this where it'll just, your item, whatever you have on the canvas, it just doesn't show up, and that's just weird, but whatever. Okay, so we're at the top panel, and what I think is important to look at is the operation type. So right now you see that I typed here, Delonda loves to craft. And if you look right here at operation type, this is on basic cut. That means that my Cricut is going to, if I were to send this, like if I click make, right? If I click make, my Cricut would think that this is just, that I just want to cut this, that I just wanted to cut this just like this, okay? But there are other operation types. So I can look and see, like, let's see, perforate. So if I wanted this to be a perforated design, it would cut like that. If I wanted this to draw, then I could put a pin in the pin adapter or in clamp, what's that, clamp A, and I could have my Cricut to write this. Well, I know that if I'm going to have my Cricut to write this right here, if I click right here, see where this little box is to the right? If I click this box, I can change the color of it, right? I can say I want it to be this red. I can change the type of pen that I'm using. So they have extra fine point markers. They have the 1 millimeter marker. They have the calligraphy pens. They have them in black and gold. They also have the 2.5 millimeter marker. So if I had like if I wanted it to be thick like that, I could do that, right? So you have options once you click over here if you change your operation type to pen, okay? And then here is foil. And if you're using, that's if you're using the little Cricut foiling tool. So you have like fine, medium, and bold. And then they also have the scoring. So that's if you were, really making a card for someone or something like that. You wouldn't really do that for letters. You would do that for like lines. They have the deboss. They have engrave. That's only available on the Cricut Maker, any of the Cricut Maker versions. And then print, then cut. Let me see. So here's my sentence, Delonda loves to craft. And if I change this to a print, then cut, what would I need? What would I need if I change my operation type from a basic cut to a print, then cut? What would I need? Thank you, Dimps. I would need to flatten it, yes, but I would need something else in addition to a Cricut. I would need a printer. I would need a printer in order for this to be print, then cut. And for a lot of people, this is hard to understand or hard for them to wrap their head around this. And let me show you the example that I often use when I'm talking about a Cricut. Let me get it. And hopefully this will stick in your mind and you'll never, ever, 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 ever be confused again about this. Hopefully this will stick in your mind. A Cricut is a cutting machine. Like these scissors. These scissors are cutters. And this set of scissors, like there are a lot of different ways to cut. Like, so you got wavy, zigzag, you know, all these different ways of cutting. A Cricut is a cutting machine that can cut different types of materials. Well, when you tell your Cricut that you want to do print, then cut, you actually need to have a printer because there is, can you print with this? Exactly. There's no, I cannot print. I can't print with these. So whenever you're thinking about your Cricut and you want to have an image cut out, you have to have a way to send the image to the printer. Okay, so I hope that really clears it up that a Cricut is a cutter, like these scissors are cutters. Okay, so you need to have a printer for print then cut. All right, so we looked at operation type on number 5. It's important to know what your operation type is, right? And and let me, since I said the word printer, and I know that is the next thing is going to have something to do with sublimation. Just because someone says printer, that does not mean you need to have sublimation. You don't. Okay? You don't. You don't. You don't. Okay? All right. So it's important to know what your operation type is. It's important that you understand that you can change your operation type. It's important that you know what the different operation types mean. So like right here, this is where I keep all of my blades or my tools. So if I'm using, I don't know, like if it calls for debossing, then I need a debossing blade. If it calls for engraving, then I need the engraving tip. If it calls for, I don't know, a pen, then I need my pens, right? So right now I keep some of my pens in here, and I keep some of them in my Infusible Ink Markers. I keep them in the Dollar Tree thing. The Dollar Tree thing is everything. Like if you go to Dollar Tree, you can get this for $1.25, and it holds these pens perfectly. It says that these are for paint brushes, but I use them for my Infusible ink pens. All of my Infusible ink pens are in here. I'll post it later, Sharon. Okay, so if you have a Dollar Tree near you and you see all of mine, I keep them like this. Okay. So when you buy the package, it's like in a flat little thing and it's near the paint supplies. All right. But make sure you have a way to, do I have the universal adapter? Universal adapter. Universal adapter for what, Catherine? All right. I'm gonna keep going while you tell me what the universal adapter is for the Cricut cutter. I have for the maker. I really use Cricut blades. I don't. Oh, for pens and markers, no, because I really just use the Cricut pens. I don't use the other the off brands or the other ones. I don't. I don't. But I know other people do. I just don't. Okay, it's not going to show up, right, Catherine? Because only the moderators can post links. All right. All right. We're going back in. Okay. All right. We're going back in. We're going back in. Hide this. Go back in here. We're still at the top, right? And we understand operation types. I'm going back to basic cut because I just really want that to be right there on basic cut. And what I want to look at now is personalizing the canvas. So this screen that I'm looking at right now, this is called the canvas, right? This is the canvas. And we're going to personalize it in a minute, but there are a few things that I guess you kind of really should pay attention to with the canvas. I don't know why this does this now. It didn't always used to just hide the image like that. Well, actually, we're going to look at we're going to number 6 first, and that is working with text. And then we're going to personalize the canvas. All right, so working with text, that's what number 6 says on my list. And you can see right now, every time you open Cricut Design Space, if it was closed out and you just open it up, it's always going to default to the default font, which is Cricut Sans. And you can change that. Let me move mine so it's over here and we can see it really, really good. Okay, so I'm making it big and I'm going to click right here on font. Now I can look right here and I can see that I'm on the Cricut font. Cricut font has nothing to do with the font that's on your computer. It has, I don't know, there's an emergency somewhere. It has nothing to do with the fonts that you've downloaded, but you know, you can filter through these Cricut fonts too. So like you can look at their new fonts, you can look at decorative fonts. You can see that all of these fonts are for Cricut Access members with no additional fee, right? I can look at that and see that. But I can click right here on this little option to filter the search. Let me go back because I want you to be able to see my, I wish it would just stay right there. It's just killing me that it doesn't. All right, so I'm going to filter my search right here. And I can look just for free fonts. Okay, let me see if I can just do a search for free fonts. Let's see what if it'll let me do that. It's not letting me do that. I need to uncheck all of this. So none of this can be checked. Let's see. Let me go back and then filter my search. I only want to know what fonts are free in Cricut Design Space. So anything that's over here, I can use it. And there are 104 free fonts. I'll show you how to insert a pen today. All right, so these in here, there are 104 free fonts. And I think that's great. Sometimes it's important to look for fonts that are used for writing, because when you are making a card for someone, I think it's good to use a writing font, and you can filter your search to look for fonts that are used for writing, because then you won't have all those thick ones, right? So you can look right here and just do a search for fonts used for writing. So let's see what they come up with. So you'll see the thinner looking fonts. So like this one right here, let's see how it changed my text. See how it changed it? That one is called DTC Autumn Sunshine. So this one is DTC Bikini Babe. This one is Brown Sugar. You see that? Okay. Yeah, I agree, Brandy. All right. So you can kind of just filter and look through, and they don't have a lot of free writing fonts. I don't even know if they have any, but let me see if I can filter my search to look for a free writing font. It's kind of hard to find a free. Let's see. A writing font that's free. Let's see. Okay. There are 21 fonts that are free that are considered as writing fonts. I know, Stacy. And I don't know if it does it to everybody, but sure does it to me. All right. So you can look at it like that. Now, when you're here, sometimes people will download a font, like you'll go to Creative Fabrica and then you'll download a font and you're like, I don't see the font I just downloaded. It's because you're not on the right tab. So if you're still on the Cricut tab, that font you download from outside of Cricut Design Space is not going to be under the Cricut tab. It's going to be on your system fonts. So like anything you see here, and then there are 500 of them. Anything you see here in my system fonts, these are fonts that I've either purchased or downloaded outside of Cricut Design Space. So I can click right here. Oh, and I can, oh my goodness. All right, I can click right there and I can see what it looks like. I can see this one is called Agency. This is one of my favorite ones, Alameda, a leaf bud. I know this one came from Design Bundles. I know that for a fact. All right. So there are a lot of them that I downloaded from outside of Cricut Design Space, right? So here's Ardilla. This one came from Creative Fabrica. Ask Why. This one came from Creative Fabrica. But you can do a filter like that. Now, let's just say it's a font I love, right? Let's just say there's some that I just really love. Like there's one that's called Chocolate that I downloaded from defont.com. And I love that font because it's nice and bold and thick, but it's also a script font. And I just love it. Let me show it to you. It's called Chocolate. Let me see if I can show it to you. Chocolate, chocolate, chocolate. So it's this one right here. Let me go back. See how pretty it is? See how big and bold it is? I love that font. And because I'm telling you that's one of my favorites, I really should have it bookmarked so I'm not having to search for it every single time. And then when I come back over to it, because I haven't bookmarked any, I can just have it right there in my, I guess I did. I bookmarked Samantha Upright. Okay. And then I can have that and it's just easier to find. Okay. What website? Y'all see how that keeps disappearing? I'm glad y'all are seeing this. Hopefully somebody from Cricut is watching. Hey, from Arkansas. Thank you, Minnie C. Okay. The font, Defont, D-A-F-O-N-T. Okay. D-A-F-O-N-T. Okay. All right, y'all, how y'all feeling about that? Yours is acting up too? I don't know why it's doing that. It's so weird. Okay, so now I want to show you something else about this top row, because this is a top row or a top panel thing that I want you to know, because I don't think a lot of people use this and I think it's good to use it, right? So you can see that right now my text is on 3 different lines, right? My text is on 3 different lines. And what do I mean it's on 3 different lines? Like Delonda is on one line, Loves To is on another line, and then Craft is on another line. Well, let's just say I didn't want it to be like that. I didn't want it to be this separated. Yes, I can just do this and make it smaller, but what if I wanted to stay this exact size, but I still want it to be closer? Yes, I can go up here and I can change the line spacing. Well, let me click on it again. I can change the line spacing and kind of bring it in like that. That's one option, right? But I can also click right here on Advanced and I can ungroup this to lines. So I can click ungroup to lines, and now I have 3 separate lines. So I can take this line and I can just move it over here if I want to. And then I can take this line over here and I can just move it up here if I want to. Okay. So a lot of people don't really use that. Do I have a video on my favorite fonts? I don't have a video with all of my favorite fonts, but I have a video that I explain some of the fonts I love. And it's like 2 weeks ago. All right, so y'all got that? Write that down. Ungroup to lines. Okay. People don't really use that, but I think it's good to use it. Okay. Okay. All right. So another thing that I think is good to know, let me kind of go back again. All right. So I still have all of this, ungrouped to lines. Now, what I'm going to do right here, can I do it again? Yeah, I can do it again. Let me do it again. So right now you can look in the layers panel. You can see that this is just I have one layer, but 3 lines. Y'all see that? One layer, but this is 3 lines. How do I know it's 3 lines? Delonda is on one line. Loves 2 is on another line. Craft is on another line, right? Right? Okay. I'll figure that out later, but I'm going to keep going. Okay. So right here, if I go up here to advanced, I can click on ungroup to lines, and then it'll give me 3 separate lines. Let me see if I did it. So now I can look in my layers panel and I can see I have 3 layers. I don't have one layer anymore. I have this layer, and this layer, right? And I mean, we're going to kind of get into this, but you also know that you can move your layers just by clicking over here, right? Like this, I can move whatever. I can move it like this. Well, it won't let me do it, but okay. I don't know why, but okay, whatever. All right, so I can move my lines like that, right? I'm going to put this back over here. I'm going to go back up here to my name, just my name. Right now, my name is, I will say that it's grouped, right? Let me look at it. Yeah, it's still grouped, right? But if I ungroup my name, like let's just say I want to start playing with the letters and I want to ungroup my name. If I ungroup my name, and my name has 7 letters, right? I can use my keyboard to move the letters in my name, right? So I can, instead of using the mouse, I'm not going to use the mouse. I can just use the keyboard to move this letter over. I can just use the keys on my keyboard to move it over. I can move it up, the arrow keys. See that? So if I want to move the D, let's say I just want to move the D up just a little bit, not too much. I just want to move it up just a little bit. Or if I want to move the N, I just want to move it down just a little bit. Like I just think it just doesn't look right like that, right? I can do all of that. This helps when you are trying to use a script font and you don't really like the way it's positioned, or you don't like the way it's welded, or you don't like the way it's put together. Say like this word craft. See how this F is connected to this T? I'm not holding down any other key, Kawanda, just the arrow keys. Just the arrow keys. Okay, so like let's take this word craft, for example. We all together on the word craft? I'll show y'all what I'm talking about. Let me stop sharing for a second. Here's my keyboard. And I'm going to go back and share Cricut Design Space. Hopefully, oh, it's still showing the full screen. Hold on, let me go back. Okay, y'all got, so here's my keyboard. Here are the arrow keys on my keyboard, right? Okay, so the word craft, when I'm looking at the word craft, I'm going to ungroup this word because right now it's grouped. I'm going to click ungroup, and I can see, and you can see also that that T is too close to that F, right? It's really too close. It doesn't look right. So I can just use the arrow keys on my keyboard, and I can click on the T, and I can just move it over just a little bit. Well, I'm moving it the wrong way. But the reason why I would prefer to use the keyboard instead of my mouse is because I still want the word to be aligned at the bottom the way that it is. So let me move the period first. Let me move that over first. Let's see if I'm going the right way. See how I'm just moving it with the arrow key on my keyboard? And that way, when I get ready to, weld this or bring it all back together, I'm not worried about the alignment because I know that it's still aligned. If I want to bring that T up just a little bit, I can still do that just by clicking on the up arrow, and I can move it over. I can do whatever I want to do. Okay. Thank you, Michelle. Does the advance also do the letters? What? I don't know what you mean. Okay. Let me switch to live mode and see if that helps. It might disappear. Changing the setting will research your application. Also, it's fine. Oh, it's giving me an update. Okay. So I'm switching to live mode to see if that helps. You can hold it down. Yes. It's me again, Delonda, Bob Newton. Where I did the lines. I don't understand the question, Dawn. Can you only tap the arrow key or can you slide it? Definitely don't think I understand your question. Thank you, Rochelle. If this thing make me sign in again, y'all gonna be waiting for a minute. Yeah, you can use the mouse. I said this is instead of using the mouse. You can definitely use the mouse, but this is if you don't want to use the mouse. Okay. Advance on top bar. Hold the key instead of tapping. Is that, I said yes, you can do that. Can you? Let me see if it's going to disappear now. Let me try it again. Let me go back in and connect again or share my screen again, and I'll see if I can try to answer your question better. Okay. All right. So I'm going to just type my name again. All right. And I'm going to, I'll put it on, let's go to Antonia. Let's go to that font. All right, let's move all of this and delete it. Y'all can see that. Can y'all see that? You don't see that good? Okay. So let me type a whole sentence again. Delonda loves to take naps. True statement. No truer words have ever been spoken. Do you understand me? Okay, right here, right? Delonda loves to take naps. Advanced can ungroup letters and or lines. Yes, that's true. 3 lines in top bar has option for letters. Yes, that's how you can ungroup it there. Oh, okay, Fatina. The advanced area has an option for ungrouping letters. Yes, I think that's what they're talking about. Thank you. Okay, so yes, right here on advanced, you can ungroup the letters. You can ungroup all of these letters at one time up there. Yes, but I'm going to undo that. And you can click here and you can ungroup to lines. So if I want to ungroup the lines, I can, right? Let me do it again. Ungroup to lines. And I can just move my lines over like that. Okay. All right. StreamYard. All right. So now we're clear on that. Are we clear on working with text, and we're clear on ungrouping to lines, and we're clear on how to use the keyboard to move your letters? Okay. All right. All right. All right. So now we're going to number 7 was moving the letters. And that was also ungrouping to lines. All right, we're on number 8. Number 8, we're going to look at personalizing the canvas. So for number 8, I'm writing personalizing. Y'all have to forgive my handwriting. Personalizing the canvas. Personalizing the canvas. And you don't have to write this, but this is just what I'm writing. Okay, personalizing the canvas. Now, so this is my canvas, right? And when I'm working in my canvas doesn't have to look like your canvas. Your canvas can look the way you want it, and my canvas can look the way I want it. And what you can know, or what I want you to know about personalizing the canvas is that you have some options, not a lot, but you have some. One of the things you can do with your canvas is you have the option to, like right now, you see I have no lines on my canvas. I have nothing, no grid lines, but I can click right here in between these 2 zeros and I can turn on the grid lines. So you see that there's a grid line now. You see that there's a grid line now. Okay. Gold Overseer Nana. Okay, so I can change that, or I can have it on the centimeter squares. I can click it again and it'll give me the smaller squares. So I have the option to do that. I can also change the color of my canvas right here. If I click, I'm on the right, at the bottom right, I can click on this blank canvas and I can go up here to color, and I can change it to purple. I can change it to yellow, orange, blue, pink, whatever. I can change it to whatever floats my boat. Okay. So I typically, when I'm working on a canvas, I typically keep it blank like this. And sometimes, just sometimes, I'll change it to gray just so I can see what's behind whatever I'm working with, to make sure that when I'm getting ready to cut something, that I know exactly where my Cricut is going to cut this. Okay. So personalizing the canvas, that's one way you can personalize it. Sometimes if I'm going to be cutting something like circles for a keychain or something like that, I will keep the grid lines on the 1-inch marks, because it'll let me know where to put the acrylic, or where to put the circles, or how many circles I can put on a mat at one time. Okay, because this represents the mat. These squares, they actually represent the Cricut mat. These squares represent these squares. Okay? All right. Okay. So now let me tell you something else that I do when I'm cutting out specific shapes. And I'm just using this as an example. This is almost like a little bonus. Okay. So let's just say I needed to cut out 2 circles, right? And when I want to cut out these 2 circles, let's say the circles are made of chipboard. And, you know, I need to know exactly where to put the chipboard on the mat, right? And I'm not sure about where to put it, but I want to be absolutely sure of where I'm going to put the chipboard on the mat. Let me tell you what I would do. So let's just, here, let me move all of this. Just move all this. So I'm going to change my, the color of my canvas back to, let's just change it back to white for now. And let's go over here and grab a shape. I'm going to grab a circle. And let's say the circle that I'm cutting out is this size right here. Let's say it's this size. This is a 2-inch, right? It's a 2-inch circle, right? So it's 2 by 2. Okay, bye, Brandy. All right, so here's my 2 by 2. What I would do is I would make this circle 2 by 2 also, but I would also, instead of just having this as a basic cut, I would also have a pin to go around it. So when I get ready to put this on the mat, okay, Angie, okay. When I get ready to put this on the mat, because I'm going to be prompted to use a pen, the pen will tell me exactly where to put the circle. And I'll show you what I mean by that. So right now, do you see that this is a circle? Y'all see that this is a circle? Okay, yes. So let's just say, let me duplicate this just so I can show you what I mean by that. So I have, this one is going to be the actual circle that I want to be cut for real. And I'm going to have this as a basic cut, right? So, and I'm going to put it on top with this one. Let's put these two together. I have one that's a pin and I have one that's a basic cut. If I want to know exactly where to put this on the mat, without a shadow of a doubt. Like, I don't want to be like, I hope I'm putting it in the right place and I don't want to waste materials. I would make sure that these two are together. I would, select both of them and I would click align and I would center them so they're all the way together. Let me delete all this other stuff. Let me go back to my circle. So I have these two circles together, right? And let's just say I'm going to attach them. And then I click make. Once I'm not going to save this. I'm going to say don't save. When I go to my mat, I can tell my Cricut that I want to put the circle right here on this mat. So when I get ready to put this keychain down on the mat, I know exactly where to put it. I'm not having to find the middle of the mat or the corner of the mat or trying to figure out where to put this on the mat. I can tell my Cricut where I want to put this. And I can put my circle in that exact location because that's what the pen is going to be looking for. It's going to be looking for that circle wherever I put it. Do y'all understand what I'm saying? It's that color because that was the color in Cricut Design Space. So if I would have had it blue, the mat would have been blue. That's another thing with personalizing. So whenever I'm engraving acrylic, If you've ever seen me do my tutorials on engraved acrylic, I always use that. I use it. I'll put a pin around the shape, whatever the shape is, even though I'm not really using a pin, because the Cricut needs to know exactly where for that pin to go. It's just like a little hack, okay? That's a part of personalizing the canvas. All right? All right. So we're going back in. We're going to look at pins a little bit later, but we're going to keep going with what we're doing. How y'all feeling? Yeah, so the pen will, it's not even going to draw because I'm not, where it's asking me for a pen, I'm not going to put a pen. I'll show you, Sharon, at the end. Okay? All right. All right, so I'm going to stop and just delete this because I don't need this. The pen won't do anything. It's just, it's like the Cricut thinks the pen is in there, but it's not going to be in there. Because it'll say insert the pen, and I'll just say, okay. What is it going to do to me? Like, you didn't insert the pen, I'm coming to do something to you. It's just for placement. Yes, yes, that's exactly right. All right, so now we are going to move on to number 9, and we are going to start working with shapes. And when we're working with shapes, we're going to start looking at those tools that are down here at the bottom. Okay, so what I would do is just, for number 9, working with shapes. This will make sense at the end, I promise. What I just showed you is going to make sense at the end. So we're back over here, but I'm going to just get 2 shapes and just kind of show you. But the first thing we're going to look at is group. Okay, so let's just say I'm back on my Cricut Design Space. I'm going to get a shape. I'm actually going to get 2 shapes. I'm going to get a heart. And I am going to make this heart bigger. And I'm going to change it to, I don't know, this blue right here. And I'm going to duplicate this heart, and I'm going to change this one to red. Right? So I have 2 hearts. I have 2 hearts on the canvas. Right? And if I were to just go and click make right now, it's going to prompt me to have 2 mats, because it's assuming that I'm cutting something red, so I need red vinyl, and that I'm cutting something blue, so I need blue vinyl. Can I say what again? That I'm using 2 shapes? Tanisha? There might be a delay, so I'm going to keep going. All right, so I have 2 shapes on my canvas. This screen is just called the canvas. It's just the work area. And if I was getting ready, like if I just click make right now, if I went up here and I clicked make, my Cricut is going to prompt me. She told me her name already. Hold on. I'm terrible about remembering the names. Angie. My Cricut is going to prompt me, but there's a checklist that's below the video that you can download and write on as we're going along, because we're on number 9, working with shapes. Okay. All right. So if I just click make right now, all I have on my screen are 2 hearts. I have a blue heart and I have a red heart. And right now I have 2 layers, right? 2 layers, 2 mats, 2 colors, however you want to look at it, right? And if I just click make right now, it's going to prompt me to use a red mat and a blue mat, right? We understand that part? That if I just click make just right now, it's going to just be a basic cut. It's going to look for red and it's going to look for something blue. And I will be, using 1 mat for my red and 1 mat for my blue. We got that part? Okay, so, but I'm not. What I want to show you is what happens when we group. So right now on number 9, what I wrote down is working with shapes, and I have the word group. So I have these two shapes on my canvas, and if I bring them together and I click group, in all honesty, group only keeps these shapes together when I'm in Cricut Design Space, in working in the canvas. As soon as I click make, they're not going to be together. This is almost like the dating scene. As soon as this is over, we're not gonna be together again. That's how I see this. It's really nothing. It's really nothing. It's really, so once I click make, because you see that it's grouped, right? You see that these are, did you see me group these? You saw me group them, right? If I click make, they're still going to be back on their own thing, as if they were never together. Like, you didn't remember you were just with me? I sure don't. They're going two separate ways, yes. So group, but what grouping will do is keep it together on the mat. So wherever I want to move these together, they're going to be together on the mat. They just stay, I mean, on the screen, or while I'm in here. They stay together when they're in there together. So while we're in the house, we together. And when I leave the house, we're not. That's kind of like what this is too. Like when we're grouped, because like we stuck together. We in this thing, but let me leave this house and see what happens. Then you're gonna be what? For the streets. People use group to keep things together. So like Kawanda, how I ungroup to lines, how I type Delonda loves to take naps, and then I ungroup to lines. Let's say I still want it. Group is not permanent, it's nothing. It only keeps it together when it's here. So if I make another one, like if I add another one to this, oh, I mean do that. Let's go up here and add another heart. Let's add a green one, right? And I can just, put it, we can have a baby heart, right? We can just put them together. These two are grouped. This one is not. But really, once I go out of Cricut Design Space, none of them are together. None of them. If I click make, I'm still going to be prompted to have 3 mats. I want to need a red mat for my red heart, a green mat for my green heart, and a blue heart for my blue mat. So just group. Remember that group only keeps it together while you're in there. So if I put these all together and I group it here, wherever I move this, let me make my screen smaller. Wherever I move this, they will stay together just while they're in here. That's it. It just keeps them together while you're in here. So I'm going to ungroup these, but I wanted you to see that. Now let's delete this green one because we really don't need it. All right. Y'all understand group? We're going to get to Weld, but right now we're on group. Do you understand group? Thank you, Nina. Do we understand group? Okay, good. So group really is to me, it's like nothing. And you can tell what's going on right here, right? In the layers panel, you can see that this is still 2 layers, right? So now I'm going to have this, and I'm going to go ahead and ungroup this, right? I'm going to ungroup it because I don't need it to be together, right? Let's see how group is different from attach. So if I select these same 2 hearts, we know what group does. The next line on number 10, I want you to write attach. On number 10, go ahead and write attach. And let's see what happens when I attach these. I'm down here at the bottom right. I can see that I have 2 layers. I'm down here at the bottom right. I'm going to the 3rd option, which is attach. look what happened when I attached these. What happened to my red heart? They're really still not one. They're really still not one. They're kind of they're better together. Like they might, when they leave the house, they still might go a few places together, but they also still will go their separate ways. Tammy, if you can't hear me, it's, how can I say this? It's not me, it's you. Tammy, it's you. Okay. All right, so they're the same color, but what I want you to pay attention to, let me make this big so you can really see it. And make this big. I'm making my canvas big, but I'm not making the hearts big. So it might look like they're big, but they're not. See this line right here? See this line right here? Hey, Angel B. This line right here will cut. So if I click make right now and I put vinyl on my mat, if I put blue vinyl on my mat, this is going to cut. This is a cut line. So even though these two hearts became one of them is living foul because this is going to cut. Okay. So now it's a little bit better than group, but let me show you what happens if I click make. So I'm going to go ahead and click make. I'm only going to have one mat, but they're still going to be cut apart. Let me show you what I mean by that. I'm gonna just put some, I'm gonna put some vinyl on the mat so you can see what that looks like. And you can see that cut line. And if you want to take a screenshot or whatever, you can, so you can understand attach and how it's different from group. What did y'all write down for group? What did you write down for group? Where did it go? Oh, it's my wrong machine. Hold on. Cancel. Yes. Let me click cancel. Definitely didn't mean to choose that. Cricut Maker. Good. Good. I'm so glad that y'all are writing your own definitions. Like, because my definitions won't mean anything. It will mean more to you when you understand what you wrote down. Excellent. Excellent. I love it so much. Good. Okay, so I have my, let me weed this so y'all can see it. Let me get my good weeding tool. Let me stop sharing for 1 second so we can look at this together. Let me cut it. You need to cut it. Cut it. Cut it. Cut it. Cut it. Marlo, you're being really, really good. So here is the go follow somebody with better English. Here is the go find somebody with better English. Here is the just sounding dumb. Oh Lord. Okay, look, so these are the two hearts, right, that I just cut out, right? And these are grouped, right? So I'm going to weed this so you can see it. But I want you to see, oh, ooh, that's sharp. Okay, so you see that there's a cut line right here. So I'm gonna weed that because that's a cut line. This is attached. This is attached. Okay. Okay. So what are you writing for attached? What are y'all writing for attached? What's your definition? Ugly cut line. Casual relationship. It's complicated. It's complicated. You can come over, but you ain't spending the night. That ain't what we're doing. Okay, so that's attached. We getting to know each other. Okay, all right. So we're unattached. All right, we're going back. So now you understand group and you understand attached, and you know that they're not the same thing at all. A lot of people get group and attached confused, and they're not the same. Okay, they're not the same at all. All right, so write whatever your definition is, and then next I want you to write weld. Okay, and let's go back in. All right, let's go back in and let me hide that. All right, so for number 11, write weld. Ooh, Malia's mommy, I think you might be really, really new to my channel because I am not a cardstock crafter. And following me on cardstock would be like, it would just make just as much sense as having a ashtray on a motorcycle. Like, you know what? You don't even need it. Because you don't need that kind of drama. You don't need this kind of drama in your life. You don't need this. This ain't what you need. I can teach you how to use Cricut Design Space, but honey, cardstock, that ain't my thing. I'm just telling you, okay? I just want you to, you got to keep it what? Real deal what? Holyfield. Okay, because you would just be like, you know what? I'm going to just put the whole Cricut in the trash if I got to follow this girl. Okay? I'm talking about the whole machine, the the entire machine will go into the trash can. Okay? Cardstock ain't my thing. I gotta stay in my lane, honey, and that ain't it. Any of these people can tell you cardstock ain't my thing. Woo, okay. I digress, but welcome. Welcome, Aaliyah's mommy. I'm so glad you're here, but yeah, I can't teach you nothing on cardstock. Okay? Nothing. All right? You gotta to thine own self be what? True. Okay, so we see how we digress. We digress, but and it's my fault. I'm sorry. Okay, so we have these two hearts, and these two hearts right now are attached. I can tell they are attached because I can look right here in my layers panel, and I can see. Yeah, go to Jennifer. She can help you with that. I can see that these are attached, right? Right? What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to duplicate these two hearts so that I have a second set of hearts right here. Okay? All right? So I have this set of hearts and they're attached, and I have this set of hearts and they're attached. What I'm going to do, and I hope this doesn't confuse anyone, I'm just going to change the color of these two hearts to red. I still have the same thing. I have blue hearts that are attached. I have red hearts that are attached. I'm going to take these two hearts and I'm going to detach them. So I'm going to click right here on detach. Are we still together? Are we still together? Okay, so I have a set of hearts that are attached and I have a set that are detached. So I can see I can just move these wherever I want them to go, right? And I'm just going to put these two back. I'm going to put these red ones just like this. And now they're not attached. Right now I can group them, right? We know what grouping does. I can attach them. We know what attaching does. But this time I'm going to weld them. And welding them, even though they look just like the blue ones, watch what happens when I weld them. Well, first of all, how many layers of red hearts do I have? All right, Eve, thank you. How many layers of red hearts do I have? I have 2 layers of red hearts. Sometimes it will, I think that was Rosin who asked the question. But when I go here to combine and weld, watch what happens. Do you see that now I have 1 layer of red hearts? Do you see that I have 1 layer of red hearts now? And I don't have a cut line. So I'm going to cut these now and we're going to see how it's different. So I'm just going to select my blue ones really quick. And I'm just going to hide these for now. Just going to hide them for right now. And I'm going to click make on these red ones. And I'm going to put some red vinyl on this mat. But instead of letting my vinyl cut up here, I want to move it down to the 5. So this is something else that will help you, right? Because sometimes you're wondering, where do I move my vinyl so I can keep using the same mat? Well, I already have vinyl up here, but if I want to put red vinyl on this exact same mat, and I don't want to keep getting a different mat and getting a different mat and getting a different mat, I know that I can move this. When I put the red vinyl on this exact mat, I can just come down to this 5. I'm going to come down to this 5. So I'm going to bring these hearts down to what? This 5. And I'm going to put my vinyl where? on the 5. Okay, so let me do that. Let me get some red vinyl. I'm just going to put it on the 5 because it doesn't make sense to keep using a different mat and a different mat and a different mat and a different mat. If y'all are finding this helpful, please remember to like the video. Okay, all right. So I'm going to put this in. Now these red hearts, these are what? They're married. And not just any married. These are old school married, where we stay together no matter what. I don't care how many B words you call me. I don't care what you've done to me. We in this thing to what? Together. Okay? All right. So I'm going to go ahead and click continue. They're not new school married. These are old school married. This mom, me, ma, and pawpaw. Okay? That's what these are. All right. So I'm going to click my C. Yeah, see, me and Peter were gonna put in our vows. It's not till we don't love each other to death. We don't love each other to death. I mean, I love him, but not to death. Okay? Cut up if you want to. All right. So let me cut this. Right. All right, let me stop sharing so we can see what's going on. Stop. Yeah, there's me, Ma, and Pawpaw. They still together right now. She still wears stockings to church. And a hat, a big one. And you better not come in there chewing gum. Okay? Don't listen to me. Y'all stop it. Just stop. You're getting ridiculous. Okay? See that? There is no cut line when they're welded. And she got on her, I don't know what this is on my nail. And she got on her kitten heel. Heel this big. Ma'am, just wear flats. If the heel is this tall, just don't wear one. Okay? Y'all stop it. Stop. Okay, you see? So this is welded. Okay? And how much candy is in that purse? I mean, I didn't even know they still sell butterscotch. They still sell that? Okay. All right. You better have a slip. I don't care how long your dress is. Y'all better stop it. We're digressing. So this is welded. Okay? We good? I'm trying to focus. Y'all are doing too much. Okay? We good? Oh, Lord. Okay? These are together. These not together. These are together. Okay? All right. So that's what we have for number 11. What did y'all write for your definition for number 11? Okay. Still, we are in this thing. I am using StreamYard. Okay. All right. All right. We on number 12. Number 12. All right. Number 12 is flatten. Number 12 is flatten. Write that down. Number 12 is flatten. Write that down. Okay, let me hide this, click done. Okay, let me bring these other two back. Okay, so we have, how many layers do we have on our layers panel right now? How many layers do we have? Oh, Rosalind, I love her definition of weld. Yes, Gail McGinnis. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, so we have 3 layers on our layers panel right now. If I select everything, right, I know that I can come right here and I can just do Control A. If I do Control A on my keyboard, I can select everything on the screen at one time. I can if I want to, right? And I will. I did, right? If I want to flatten this, right? And I'm looking at, first of all, let's look at our operation type. At the top, our operation type, this is set to basic cut, right? It's set to basic cut. I can go up here and I can choose print then cut. And I can see that I'm not going to have a, let's see what's going to happen. I'm not going to have a cut line. Let's see. It's still thinking. Hold on. I know Cricut ain't going to let me go that far, but we'll see. Oh, it might. Okay. It's thinking like it will. Let me do it. Okay, so it's going to let me cut it all together or print it all together. If I were to do a print then cut like this would be fine, but I need a printer because a Cricut is a cutter. So in order to do this, the first thing I would have to do is send this to my printer. Now that's one way to look at it, but I can look at this. Let me undo this because I don't want to confuse y'all. Let me undo all of this. I don't want this. Let's just take it all the way back to a basic cut. Let's go right. Let's go back again one more time. I want this to be a basic cut. If I click right here, let's say I'll select both of these again or all of this again. I can go right here to flatten. If I click on flatten, it's still going to give me a print then cut. It's going to put all of this together at one time, right? So let me do that. Let me go ahead and click make. But do you see how it, by clicking on flatten, it already changed it to a print then cut? By clicking on the word flatten down here at the bottom, it already changed it to a print then cut. So if I click make, it's going to show me a paper like this, and it says print then cut. Material load type is telling me I need 8.5 by 11 paper. The paper that I like to use is this one, but this is, a matter of personal preference. This is the paper that I like. I just like this one. Why would you change it to a print then cut versus just leave it to a cut? Because if I want to flatten this, it's going to change to a print then cut. Let me go back. Let me go all the way back to a basic cut. All right, so let me show you that again. Do y'all remember when we had these 2 blue hearts? Y'all remember when we had these 2 blue hearts right here and all we had was those 2 blue hearts? Okay. All we had was these 2 blue hearts. And then I took and I attached those 2 blue hearts and then I cut them out. And we saw that when these 2 hearts are attached, there will still be a cut line in the middle, right? We saw that. Well, what I did was I came back in, I duplicated those hearts and I changed them to red. and I changed them to red, and then we welded, and we saw that the difference between attached and weld is that when they're attached, they're really not together. Because if I wanted to take these apart, I could, right? Because these are not really, they're not really together, right? I could, there's a definite cut line right there. But when they're welded, they're together. I can't take these apart unless I like physically cut them with my scissors or something like that. So what we're looking at are these tools that are down here at the bottom. We haven't looked at slice yet. I'm going to save that. But we looked at weld, and that's in the combine tab. We looked at attach. Now we're going to look at flatten. Let's look at flatten, and let's see what happens when we flatten these. All I'm doing is taking these hearts, these two red hearts, which is now one, and these two blue hearts, and I want to put them all together, and I'm going to flatten them. So I'm going to just select the whole thing, the blue hearts and the red hearts. Do we understand that I'm selecting the blue hearts and the red hearts? Do we understand that? That I'm selecting the blue hearts and the red hearts? Okay. So I'm going to select the blue hearts and the red hearts. I don't need to attach them. I already know what attach does. I don't need to weld them. I already know what weld does. But I want to flatten these. I want to flatten these. And when I click flatten, when you look at my layers panel, you can see that right now it changed to a print then cut. When you click flatten, you're changing your whatever you had on your screen from a basic cut, from whatever it was, you're changing it to do a print then cut. So now you're bringing in a whole different machine. You're not just going to be talking about a Cricut anymore. You're talking about a printer and a Cricut. So I click flatten. I can click make. And when I click make, it's going to tell me print then cut. I'm going to click continue and watch what it tells me to do. We're not talking about sublimation, but you could. It says send to printer. It says send to printer. So that means I have to have a printer. I need a printer. It eliminates all separation. We in this thing, we in there together. Okay. So I'm going to click send to printer, and it's not asking me about sublimation. No, you don't have to mirror this because I'm just going to be putting this on nothing really, a piece of cardstock. All right. So I'm going to select my Canon MX470. I'm going to turn the add bleed off. I really don't need the add bleed. Add bleed just adds a small, tiny offset around it. The only time I really use add bleed now is when I'm using photo transfer paper. But otherwise, I really don't use it. Okay, so I'm going to turn that off. I'm going to use my system dialog. I'm going to click print. Using system dialog will bring, I'm just going to put it on there, will bring up my printer settings. So I'm going to go to my printer settings and go to my preferences. And I'm just going to select other photo paper. And I'm going to put a piece of paper in. This is the paper that I love to use. It's called AIVA, AIVA vinyl sticker paper. It's a matter of personal preference. I love it. Some people don't. It's just the one I love because it's very, very thin. And I've never, ever had a problem getting this paper to go through my printer. Yes. Yes, Stacy, that's exactly right. Good night, Gloria. So I'm going to put this in my printer. I'll be right back. So I like that paper because it's very thin. I'm gonna click OK. I'm gonna click print. I like it because it's thin, and I also like it because as soon as it comes out of the printer, it's already dry. It's not like I have to wait for it to dry. Let me find a mat. I use this one. On your paper on number 12, you should have written down flatten. And whatever your definition of it is. Hello, you're being really, really good. You're being really, really good. And you're looking cute. Y'all want to say hi to Milo? While that's printing? Milo, you want to say hi to the people? Do you want to say hi to the people? Thank you, Shay Shay. Let me stop sharing so y'all can say hi to my dog. You want to say hi to the people? Yeah. See, I want to say hi to the people. See, I want to see what they're doing. I want to say hi to the people. Come on. I wonder, you say hi to Wanda and Tracy? Yeah. Come on, you say hi to the people. You say hi to the people? Say hi to the people. Say hey. Hey to the people. What is it? Louise, say hi to Milo. Elevate. They say hi to Milo. You want to say hi to the people? That's not our relationship. You gonna be flattened. You gonna be flattened? You looking away? You sad? He's a sweet boy. Kawanda said hi. She said hi to Milo. You want a treat? You want a treat? I'm gonna go get you a treat. I'm gonna go get you a treat. I wanted to say, hey, he is being such a good boy. You being such a super good boy? Yeah. I'm gonna go get you a treat. Okay, I'm gonna go get you a treat. Come on, I'm gonna stay right here. I'm gonna go get you a treat. Because you being super good, really good. You're being really good. I know. I'm gonna get you a treat. You're gonna love it. Sit. I'm gonna let this cut while I'm gonna get his treat. Sit. Here are my hearts that I printed. Gilda. Here are my hearts. Holly said, hi, Milo. Okay. Here are my hearts. And I will put it on the mat. Let me go back to Cricut Design Space so I can show you, because I want you to know how to do print then cut. I want you to know how to do print then cut. So I will look at my mat, and according to the mat, I will put the paper on the mat the same way that it is in Cricut Design Space. I'm gonna put it up here on the corner of my mat, just like it is. Remember how I told you this paper is already dry? So it's already dry. I'm not like, oh, I have to wait for it to dry. It's already dry as soon as it comes out of the printer. So I'm gonna turn my camera so you can see my Cricut, so you can see it cut these hearts. The printer setting that I always use, and this is a matter of personal preference, but I'm just telling you what I do. I use the Infusible Ink Transfer Sheet cut setting. So right here where it says base material set to Infusible Ink Transfer Sheet, that's what I use when I'm making stickers. So whenever you see a sticker anywhere in my craft room, I have used that cut setting. I have used the Infusible Ink Transfer Sheet cut setting with this paper, even though this is not infusible ink. Thank you, Teresa. Okay, so I'm gonna click the flashing C and let it cut. And I'm gonna get him a treat. I'll be right back. Ava. Let me get something to put it on. This is just a piece of cardstock. Stop sharing for a second. Are we on information overload tonight? Mary, I haven't. Thank you, Pie-Face. Are we on information overload? I hope not, but okay. I am. Okay. All right, so you see it cut, right? And I would just use a weeding tool or something to peel it away. And I told y'all I'm just going to put it on that cardstock. See that? So, well, I could just put it right here. I could do the same thing with these. Clean cut, Dimps. Okay. So, what was this? What is this? It's not attached. It's not weld. It is. It's what? Thank you, Martha. Flatten. So right here, I can just write flatten. I can just write flatten. So we understand attached. We understand welded. We understand flatten. Okay. All right. I still want to stay on flatten for a second because I want to show you something else. Okay? I want to stay on flatten for a few more minutes because I want to show you something else. Okay? I'll put it in the chat. Okay. So sometimes when you flatten, you don't get the results that you want because you don't have enough support behind the image. I want to show you what I mean by that. And I'm going to use Kawanda's name for example. So I'm going to go back into Cricut Design Space. I'm going to share my screen. I want to show you something. I'm going to click done. I'm going to unflatten this, okay, because we don't need it to be flattened. We understand that flattened. And I'm also going to change the color of my screen to my canvas. I'm going to change it to gray just by clicking up here. And click down here first, and I'm clicking up here and change it to gray. So I'm going to go and grab a text box, and it's still on that last text that I used. And I don't remember which, oh, it was Antonia. That's fine. So I'm going to type Kawanda. And I'm going to duplicate this, her name, and I'm going to change it to a different font. Let me change it to Ask Why. So I have her name in this font right here, which is a script font. And I also have her name in this Ask Why. And this one is kind of big, so let me make it a little bit smaller. And I'm going to change her, the color of her name. Let's change it to green. And we'll change this one to, let's go with purple. Okay, we good? I'm sorry, Linda. Okay. Is it okay? Will it confuse you if I hide these hearts? Or do y'all understand I'm hiding the hearts? Because I just want to focus on this name, on these names. Okay, is that okay? If I'm just going to hide them. I'm going to hide the blue ones. I'm going to hide the red ones. They're still there. We just have them hidden. I'm going to move her name over here and move her name over here. I'm going to make this a little bit smaller because that's still kind of big. All right, and I'll make it a little bit taller, not like that. Let's see. I can unlock it and just make it a little bit. Oh, gosh. I'll just do it like that. See if it'll let me do that. Okay, that's fine like that. All right, we good? Okay, so, and I have her name up here. Now, her name right here, both of these, if we look at our operation type, both of these are basic cuts. And if I wanted to flatten her name, I would have to have something behind it to support it in order for me to do a print then cut with her name. Because if I don't have anything behind it, my Cricut will think that I want to cut all of these letters out individually. And who has time for that? Nobody. Okay, so let's just say with this, her name right here, let's say I flatten this. All right, so I can see it's smooth. It looks great. And let's take the name right here in green, and I want to flatten this too. This also looks great. Let me duplicate this one. But on this one right here, let me add let me change the color of it. Let me unflatten the green one right here, and let's change it to red. Y'all know I just love red. I don't know why, but I do. All right, so now I have her name, and I'm going to flatten it. But this one right here, I'm going to put something behind it. When I say something behind it, that means I don't want my Cricut to cut out K-A-W-A-N. I don't want my Cricut to do that because that would cause drama. And I don't have time for that, and neither do you. So what I would do with this one, I'm going to add an offset to this, and I hope Cricut doesn't take a long time to let me do that. So I'm going to see if it'll let me do a little offset. Let's see. So because it's been acting real funny with the offset. Let's see. Oh, it's taking a long time now, isn't it? Let's see. Oh, let's see. Oh, Cricut, you're so funny. Oh, there it is. Okay. So I see an offset. Can y'all see that? Hey, Georgette, thank you for joining. All right. So here is the offset. And I can see this offset is right at 0.25. And I like that, but not that much because I think that's kind of thick, right? So I want the offset to be a little bit closer to her name, but I still want it to cover her whole name. So I will bring the offset in a little bit. So like, that looks kind of good. I like 0.15. I like that. But I feel like I could even go in further. So like, let's see. 0.12 looks good. Let's see 0.1. Let's see 0.11. Did I? Okay, so there's her name. It has an offset, right? I think that looks really good. I actually think that looks really great, right? And so I have her name right here is flattened, and I have her name right here, and it's also flattened, and I have her name right here. What I'm going to do with the one that has an offset, I'm going to flatten the offset to the top, because when you're making stickers or you're making something that's considered as a print then cut, if it's an individual piece, if you don't have something behind it, it will cut out every piece individually. And that's a lot of you run into that problem. And I've seen it. So I'm going to flatten this all together. That looks great. I think this looks really good, right? And I'm going to let my Cricut cut this, and we're going to see what happens. All right, so let's see with this. Let's duplicate this one too. And with this one, let me unflatten it. The problem I would have with this is that this K is not really attached to anything. So what I would do is I would ungroup this, and I would take this K, just the K. I would use my keyboard the way I showed y'all, right? I would use my keyboard because I don't want to use my mouse because I might move it too much. And I would just go up just a teeny tiny bit, and I make sure that that K is attached to that A, like that. See that? And then I would take this whole thing, and I would not just flatten it, but I would weld it, because I want this to be one layer. That's what I would do. Okay. And we're going to see how this all works out. Okay. So I think I'm ready. I'm going to go ahead. I think everything is flattened. So this is print then cut. This is print then cut. This is print then cut. And this is print then cut. Let's click make. All right. And all of this is going to be on one piece of paper. I'm going to bring that down, bring that down. See if I can bring that up a little bit. Let's see. Make sure that nothing is touching. You won't even, okay, that's fine. All right, I'm going to click continue. I have to go back and put another piece of paper in my printer because I don't leave paper in my printer. I always just put one sheet at a time. That's just me. But you can do how you want to do it. I just like to do that because I'm always worried that I'm going to have a paper jam. And if I do, it's only going to get me for one, not two. You're going to get me for one, but you're not going to get me for two. Two girls, what did y'all buy? In case y'all are wondering, we're still on Flatten. I'm going to click send to printer. I'm going to navigate to my printer. I'm going to turn the ad bleed off, use system dialog. I'm going to click print. I'm going to go to my printer preferences, media type, other paper, other photo paper. I'm going to click OK. I'm going to click print. It's going to print that out. Okay. All right. All right. We are still on Flatten. I want to make sure y'all understand. What did y'all buy? What's your yarn? Okay. You dropped the rubber band. You don't want to eat that.
Yeah, you want to eat that.
You bought yarn for what?
Crochet.
You want to say hi to the people?
Yes, you might be. That I crochet.
Morgan's going to come say hi. Y'all, I am so sorry if this is information overload. I didn't intend for it to be. In my mind, it didn't take this long. Sorry.
Hey, baby.
Hey, Sylvia. We almost finished, okay? And if y'all want to stop, like if this is like too much, we can stop and I won't be offended at all, okay? You loving it, Judy? Okay. Okay. Beanie? What is that called?
Cat ear beanie.
She made a cat ear beanie. You did, Dimps, but this is a long time. I'm sorry. Let me stop sharing. She made a cat ear beanie. Let me stop.
Bought some more yarn. We can make more. These two colors. Thank you all.
Let me try it on.
Let me go get the other ones I made.
You have a ponytail, but my head is too big. This is it. That's all I can do. This is it. Yeah, she made it. She said, somebody said, are you going to put tassels on both ends?
I did, but then I took them off.
She did, but she took them off. Wanda said, make her one.
I finished this one last night.
Wanda, you going to wear a cat ear?
What color? Well, I only have limited
Wanda,
colors.
don't do it.
Hey, Craftable Things Queen.
She got you, Patrice. Craftable Things Queen. I love it. Dimps says she won't want. Dimps, you will wear cat ears?
Yes, they would.
Nobody wants to wear cat ears. Nobody wants to wear cat ears.
I do. I just wore it out. We went to Chili's.
Y'all went to Chili's?
Yes.
I thought y'all were going to see how y'all live.
You. No, we did. And then I literally texted you. Me and sis at Chili's.
What you bought your mother? Nothing.
Nothing.
2 wenches. How many?
Hi, baby.
2. What did I do with my mat, y'all?
Oh, sweet.
If I was a mat.
Talking about that green one? Right there.
Oh, Lord. Morgan, you make me lose focus with the people.
Oh, I have pink hair too. Madison did it.
And she did not get that from me. Pink hair does not grow from your scalp.
Milo is offended. He said donkeys. Milo's right here. He likes it. This is all I know how to make so far. Well, I'm actually making something else, but I don't really know what it's called. But yeah, I learned how to make these. And I got more colors. Somebody said you need some blue.
No.
Thank you all. Thank you all. Dog ear beanies are better. Never even heard of those. This is crochet, just one hook.
I don't know how to do it.
I can make one for you, Dimps.
She'll make one for you, Dimps. Okay, so here's my printed 4 names of Kawanda. I'm going to put it on the mat the same way it is in Cricut Design Space. Morgan, we've been on here for 2 hours and 30 minutes. I'm overloading the people. Kawanda. So now we're going to let the Cricut cut this. Marilyn said those are pretty new colors.
What color? What color do you want?
Can y'all talk on Instagram?
No, we need to talk right here. No, I'm just kidding.
Kawanda, come get your niece. Come on, get your niece, because she's doing the what? Most. Okay.
That pink is hot. I know, right?
Doing the most. Okay, I'm going back. Infusible ink. Transfer sheet cut setting. Let it cut. And we're going to see what's going to happen. Oh, thank you, Priscilla. Thank you so much. Y'all, I'm so sorry this is taking long. I'm very, very sorry. And if y'all want to just finish it another day, we can. Or come back and catch the rest of what you missed. But we have 3 things left. Okay? 3 things left. Your light bulbs? You want this? Okay.
Oh, she said the pink is hot. She was talking about my hair. I thought she would.
We're going to see how it cut. Thank you, Sonia. Okay, thank you. Okay, all right. Oh, let me stop sharing so y'all can see how it's cutting, because that's important. So it's going around. Woo! Oh, okay. Is it cold? Is it super cold out there?
It's pretty cold.
Did you wear a jacket?
Yes. I just took it off.
I'm not going anywhere either, Linda. You taking him with you?
No. He's enjoying himself.
Really, Judy? Oh, Kawanda, this red and black one looks very good. Freezing in Chicago? I can't even imagine. It's not even on the individual letters yet. The green one was the individual letters. And it's cutting the individual letters. Yeah, I know. I didn't even look. Well, I did look outside because I wanted to see if there was ice, but I didn't go outside. Y'all want to do crochet? I don't want to. I'm on information overload. All right, so I'm going to peel the whole thing back so we can see what happened with this. It did a very, very good cut. Y'all, I love this paper so much. Some people don't love it, but I do. So you see that? It did a very, see how it cut the individual letters of her name in green? See that? $13. I wouldn't make it. I would not make it. I can promise you that. So with this one at the bottom, because nothing was behind it, all of these letters are individual. And most of the time when people are purchasing a sticker or they're trying to make personalized stickers, they don't want the letters to be separated. They want them to all be together. But let me see if I can just take this off the mat so you can see it. Oh yeah, I can. So like just this K would be one sticker. And I could, put this on whatever, right? Like I could have this K as a letter, then I have to pull out the A, then a W, then like every single letter would be individual and nobody would want that. So if you are in the business of selling stickers, what you need to know, or if you're in the business of making stickers, like when I made these stickers, all of these have a background. They all have something behind them. Okay. So that's how you make a sticker. Like with this part of her name right here, this is all one thing. So if I take this from the paper, let me show you. I'm trying to take it without ripping it. See how it's all together? Kawanda, do you want this? I'll send it to you. See, all of this is one thing. And you see how I have that really thin offset? That's actually a very pretty sticker. And this right here, I need to just pull this off because I had it cut in between. Right? Like that. You don't need anybody to make your stickers. You can make your own stickers. So that's that one. Milo, they left you upstairs. Did they leave you super upstairs? They left you super upstairs? Let's see. Let me you can do it, Judy. Anything you watching me do it, you can do it. I'm not doing anything fancy. Y'all got your little list. You can go back. I'm just having a problem peeling this off because I'm trying not to rip it. Can you do this for tote bags? So you wouldn't be using this. You would be using photo transfer paper. I'll show you some photo transfer paper that I like that you can get from Walmart. I'm just peeling this off. So that's another reason why I like that cut setting, because it always gives me a good clean cut and I don't ever have to worry about, did it cut through? Is it gonna smear and all of that? So, I mean, I didn't do a good job of peeling it, but you see what I'm saying? Like, right? Her name is good, right? So I would have to clean this up because I didn't do a good job of peeling it from the mat, but y'all get it. You understand that you need to have something behind it, something behind the name if you're doing a name. Otherwise, it's going to be, yes, this is the welded one. Otherwise, you're going to have a nightmare. Okay? So we understand flattening. Can we move on? Somebody asked, could they see a project where you would do print then cut without stickers? But let me show you one right quick. Mother, we're not doing sad faces or noises. We're not doing noises. We're not doing noises. This is print then cut right here. So I printed it and I let my Cricut cut it. This is print then cut. This is also print then cut, but it's sublimation print. So I let my Cricut print the butterfly, and I let my printer print it, and then my Cricut cut it. This is also print then cut. So I use easy sublet, I think. I let my Romeo cut it, and then I use my heat press to press it. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. All right. So can I keep going, or do you have any other questions about Flatten? I think that was the one that was this one that I just showed you. This one was the one that was not welded. Because remember, I added the K to the A. So the one that's welded is right here. Let me show it to you. And then we're going to move on. We're going to get ready to land this plane. Yeah, I will be live tomorrow, but I'll be doing Caesar Romeo. All right. Same concept, except the K is attached or welded is on here with the rest of the letters. And I'm just, right now, I feel like I'm wasting your time. Milo, we're not doing noises. They left you upstairs and they're downstairs? Tell me. They left you up and they're down? Tell me. This is sticker paper that I'm using. It's called Ava, A-I-V-A, vinyl sticker paper. So that paper, I use that for my photo keychains. Like when I'm doing a photo keychain like this, I use that paper. I'm determined to get this apart, so y'all just please give me 2 minutes and 2 seconds of your time. Dimps, now you know this girl is gonna be over here making cat ear crochet. So I want to see you wear it. Well, we're not doing any noises. All right, so here's the one that I welded. Yes, we're still live, Jesse. Okay. See how I remember when I put that K with the A? All right. Y'all got it? Y'all got it? Okay. All right. We are going back in, and now we're going to talk about slice. Okay. We're going to talk about slice. So I'm going to go back to present, share screen, and we are almost at the end. We are almost at the end. I'm going to click done. So we have talked about group, right? We talked about group. Y'all know what group is? We've talked about attach. You know what attach is? We've talked about weld. You know what weld is? And we've talked about flatten. You know what flatten is, right? And hopefully you're clear on all of those. Crystal clear. Let's talk about slice. I think of all the Cricut tools that are in here, I use slice the most. I use it pretty much. When that lady say I put that ish on everything, I use that thing for everything. I use slice a lot. I use slice all the time. Let me show you how I use it. Can I delete these? Thank you, Claudette. Can I delete these? Okay, I'm gonna delete this. Wanda, your name was great. Thank you for letting us use your name. All right, so I'm going back over here and I'm gonna have just a white screen. I'm going to upload a photo, and what I typically use, like, let's go back to the hearts first because we understand the hearts, right? So here are the hearts, and here are the other hearts that we had. Remember we had the red hearts, and the red hearts were welded, and we had the blue hearts, and the blue hearts are just attached. And we know the difference between attached and welded, right? Because with the welded hearts, the ones that are, when we weld them, we don't have a cut line. Now this one looks like it's still print then cut. Let me just change it back to a basic cut, and let me change it to blue so we can remember what we had at first. Remember we had these and they were just two blue hearts, right? Sometimes people will say, my slice is not working. My slice is not working in Cricut Design Space. We are on number 13. What I want you to write down for slice is that it only works with 2 layers. Slice only works with 2 layers. So if I look over here and I see these are 2 layers, I can slice. If I have 3 layers, I cannot slice. So if I click on both of these and I go down here, let me change the color of one of them, and hopefully that doesn't confuse you. Let's change one of these to green. And let me select both of these. I can click right here and see that I have the option to slice. So if I click slice, let's see what will happen. I see 4 layers now. I have this layer, which is this. I have these 2 inner parts where they met. Then I have this part over here. Yeah, for couples, right? 2 layers. And once you bring somebody else into this mix, we're not in this mix anymore. It's too much, right? Slice only works when you have 2 layers. But people typically don't use slice for stuff like this. When I use slice, I typically use it because I want to change a photo to a shape. For example, let's say I had a picture of my family. So I'm going to just undo all of this stuff right here. Let me upload a picture of my family. So let me see if I can find one. Let me go to view all. And let's see if I have one in here. Okay, here's one right here. Came in really big. I'm just going to change it to a width of 5. Oh, Lord, didn't mean to do that. Let me undo that. Let me change it to a width of 5. All right, so here's the picture. And let's just say I want to cut out a heart of this picture. What I would do is I would go over here to shapes. I would grab a heart and I would change the heart to a pin. Remember I said that before? And I would bring the heart on top. The reason why I would change it to a pin is so I can see everybody's face and make sure that I'm not cutting anyone's face off yet, right? So if I were to change this to a pin, now I can see through the heart. It's not black, blue, red. It's no color. It's just I can see through it. So I can stretch this out, and then I can see everybody's face. Make sure I can still click. It's doing something different. Okay, I'm making it bigger. All right, so I can see everybody's face. It looks great. So I'm going to select the picture and the heart. I'm going to select the picture and the heart, and I can slice this now. I can click slice. And once I do that, it will change this photo into the shape of a heart. And if I wanted to print this and make this into a sticker, I could. I can try, Miss Joy. Patrice would be better. Patrice knows silhouette much better than I do. Okay. So now, you know how there are acrylic shapes. I think I was trying to explain this earlier, and I didn't do a good job of explaining it. I'm gonna take responsibility for that. I didn't do a good enough job of explaining why I would use the pen shape. Let me show you. Let me grab a piece of acrylic so I can show you what I did not do a good job of showing. What I didn't do a good job of showing. My love, did I do a good job or no? Did I do a good job or no? No, I didn't. Let me show you. Let me see if I can find a heart. Let's see if I can find a heart. Okay, like this. This is perfect. So like, let's just say I wanted to use this acrylic heart, and I wanted to know like exactly where to put this on my mat so I could engrave on it or put a sticker on it or put an image on it or something like this. I would just make this shape in Cricut Design Space, and I would use the pen so it could pretend like it was going to be going around this so I can know exactly where to put this on my mat. I don't know if that makes sense, but I guess I have to show you what I mean. Yes. Thank you so much. Okay. If you don't, let's just say this. If you don't understand what I'm saying about this, just pretend like I never said it and go watch my engraving tutorial. When I did the engraving tutorial, I demonstrated how to use the pen, like a fake pen. I'm not putting a pen in there for real, to actually go around the acrylic. Let me see if I have that. If I was a piece of acrylic, where would I be? I don't have it right here. I don't have it because I want it. If I didn't want it, it would be right here. But I don't have it right here. I'll leave the link for that. Okay. All right. So pretend like this just doesn't exist. But anyway, that's how I use slice. I use it typically when I want to cut out a shape and I want it to in the shape of a photo. So whenever I did my photo keychains, I always use slice. Whenever if I wanted to slice out my name out of these hearts right here. So like if I type my name, I can go up here and grab a text box and I can type my name, Delonda. Right? So now first, before I could really do anything with this on top of this, let's see if I can slice. I will be able to slice because this is one layer and then these hearts are one layer, right? I could just select my name and put it on top of these hearts and I can click slice and then my name would be cut out of those hearts like this. See that? You see that? Thank you, Lynn. But I couldn't slice my name out of these hearts. I'm going to delete my name from right here, but I couldn't slice it out of these. Why can't I slice it out of these right here? Because it's 3 layers. So if I selected all of this, I don't even have the option to slice. The slice is grayed out. And remember, slice only works when you have 2 layers. So whenever you're working with slice or you are intending to slice, you can only do it when you have 2 layers. Let me show you another example. Can I delete this stuff? Can I delete this stuff? And I can't wait to see y'all's definition of slice. Okay, I'm going to delete this. I'm going to delete this photo. I'll leave this up here for now. But let's just say I bring my view down a little bit, right? And I can delete this. I'm finished with this. I'm finished with that. Let me upload that photo again and let me show you something else. Let's just say you want to work with a photo and you want to make something like this. Like you wanted to do, you know, a project like this. But, you know, you have 4 letters and the letters are all a thing, right? So if I wanted to do that, so I have the photo, I'm going to make sure it's locked. The proportions are locked because it'll come in unlocked. I don't know why. So I'm going to lock it and I'm going to just bring it down to a width of 5. I always just bring it down to 5. All right. So I have the photo, right? Let me make it a little bit bigger so we can see it better, right? And let's just say I want to do something like this. Like, well, I just wanted to say love, right? So I'm going to get my text. I'm going to type the word love, L-O-V-E, right? Like that. And I'm going to change this to what? I'm going to change these letters to what? Change these letters to pen, not basic cut. I'm changing them to pen because I want to be able to see everybody's face, right? So I'm going to do it like that. I'm going to move it over. Now the letters can't be bigger than the picture because we need, you know, we need to see everybody. Everybody. Let me make the picture a little bit bigger. All right. Oh gosh. All right, so I'm gonna put this on top like this. It looks like I kind of got it. I wish my son is just so tall. Like, oh my God, why are you so tall? Okay, so we're gonna pretend like it's all good like that, right? So if I wanted to cut this out, right? If I wanted to have the word love, and I know that, you know, I have 4 letters plus the picture, I would have to ungroup the word love. So I can click right here and I can click ungroup. And what I can do is click on this L and I can hold my shift key and I can click on the photo and I can slice it. So I can just click slice now because I have the letter L and I have the photo. And without moving anything, like I'm not moving anything. I didn't move. I'm not moving anything. I'm going to click right here on the O and I'm going to hold my shift key and click on the photo. And I'm going to slice it again. So now I have 2 letters that are sliced. And then I'm going to I'm going to grab the V. I'm going to hold my shift key. I'm going to select that photo and I'm going to slice it again. Do I have a plotter? I don't. And then I'm going to grab the E. Find the E right here. I'm going to hold my shift key, click on the photo, and I'm going to slice it again. Now I'm going to move the photo out of the way, and I should see 4 letters. So when you want to slice and you have multiple things, you still only select 2 things at one time and you can do it. Okay? So those other letters, they're still back there. Then you would just delete those. Okay? All right, so we understand slice? Interesting. You understand slice? Thank you, Yvonne. Okay. All right. What is y'all's definition of slice? What is your definition of slice? Thank you. Works with 2 layers. What else? It works with 2 layers, but what else? What else about it? Cutting one layer from another, you can change the shape of anything, right? With slice. Okay, bye, Dawn. I know it's long. Oh my gosh. Yes. Okay. Select each letter. Yes. 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 Okay. I think y'all got it. Write down contour. Contour might take us out. Contour might take us out. All right. Amazing. Contour. Ooh wee. Okay. Y'all ready for contour? Okay. Working with contour is, how can I say? I think that sometimes it's so confusing because it's just like the terminology, I think, is just what's confusing a lot of times. In my opinion, the thing to know or think about with contour is that you can contour an image to have however many colors you want it to have. So let's go back to the hearts, right? I'm going to go, remember when I did my search for hearts? Remember that? Okay, so I'm going back in and we're going to go back to the hearts. And we're going to work with hearts and we're going to contour them. I'm just going to go and get a new screen because we don't need any of this. Hopefully, oh gosh. Hopefully we won't need any of this. All right. Y'all remember what we did and you can always go back. So I'm going to go over here and do a search, right? And I'm going to search for hearts. And remember, I said I can do a search for, hearts that are cut only or whatever, right? But let's just say I want to work with these hearts right here. These hearts right here, I'm going to add them to my canvas. I can see they are cut only. And typically when you see something like this and it's cut only, then it kind of makes you feel like you have to use it just like that, right? And you really don't, because all you have to do is contour this. So let's just say I want this to be, instead of this just being black, or instead of just changing this to purple, or instead of just changing it to blue, or instead of this just being yellow, let's say I want to have 5 different colors of hearts, right? And not just one color like it was all black at first. If I want to have 5 different colors of hearts, I can accomplish that by contouring this 5 times. So I like, when I'm working with contour, one of the things that I always do is I move the object to the bottom of my screen. So you see how when I brought the hearts in, they were at the top? I moved it to the bottom because I want to be able to see what's going on with the contour. And once I pull up the contour box, it's going to be hard to see it, right? It's hard to see what's going on behind the box. So right here, I can click on contour, but I said I'm going to change this to 5 different color hearts. So I'm going to click duplicate. So now that's 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm just going to move this down here. And I think I might even need one more, but we'll get that one when we need it. We still together? Okay. So now let's look at this first one that I have. I'm going to click contour. And now you see why I have them down there, because I want to be able to see what's going on in the contour. Up here, watch what happens if I click on this heart. Watch what happens to this heart. If I click on this one right here, watch what happens to this one down here. If I click here, it fills that one in. Right? Okay. So I don't want that one to be filled in. I just want you to see what happens when you click them. Okay. What I actually want is to hide all the contours. So I'm going to click on the first layer, just the first layer. And I don't really need this one right here, which is the last one, or this, or this, or this. Oh, wait a minute. Let's go back. I want to make sure I just have the first one. I just want that one. Hold on. There we go. Milo, we're not doing noises. I just want to have that first heart. Okay. So you see that's the inner part. And what I want to do is change the color of it. So I want that heart to be purple. So I'm going to just change it to purple. And I'll move it up to right here. We still together? Yes. It's right here in the bottom right. Shay. So I'm going to click on this again. And I'm going to click contour. And this time I'm going to hide them again. Let's put my purple one back down here because we'll just keep it right here for now. All right, let's click on my contour. This time I'm going to hide them again. And I don't need, let's see, this one. Well, I do need that one. I don't need that one. That one? No, that one is not the right one. I do want that one. I don't want this one, and I don't want this one. And I have to be careful about the ones I choose because these hearts are going in different directions. All right, so I'm going to click here, and I'm going to change this one to, I don't know, orange. All right, so now I got 2. Contour again, click contour. I'm going to hide all of them, and I'm going to just click the ones I don't need. All right. This one, I'll change it to red. And click it again, contour. Let me hide it first. And I'll change this one to green. And one more. Let me duplicate this because I'm gonna need one more row to be able to put it all together. All right, so then let me change this to, let me contour. I'm gonna hide all contours, and I'm just removing all of these except, wait, hide all, hide, yeah, that's the last one. And I need this to be blue. All right, and then I can put all of these up here like this. Bye, princess. Good night, Greg. Okay. When you take away what you want, it deletes it. Yes. So if I wanted to make, I don't know, a design with this, I could, but I would have to change this to a print then cut because it has 5 different colors. If I were to click attach, what would happen to this? If I click attach, what would happen to this? They would all just turn into one color. So we know attaching it, that's not it. Let's look at attach. And then they would all have those cut lines, right? So when I got ready to put the vinyl on the mat and cut it out, all of them would be the same color. So attaching is not it. What would happen if I were to weld it? I can make it bigger though, so y'all can be able to see it better. What happens if I weld it? It will still go to being one color. Let me move these over a little bit. So in order to actually use this on something, you know, I would have to, like if I go to weld, if I go up here to weld, it's all going to change to whatever color. I don't know how they even decide what color it is. In order to actually use this on something, I would have to flatten it. And then I would be able, and then this Cricut Design Space is going to tell me that I have to make it smaller. Typically, I would use this on something that I wanted to change the color of. So like if I was making, like when I made, I think I've made cuties in different colors. Like I want to change the color of the face and the arms and the legs or whatever, I could use that feature. So it typically works best when it's just like a cut file. So like, let's just say if there was a, maybe a flower. Let me look for a flower. So like, even if it was something like, let me find a good one. Even if it was something like this. Let me add it to my canvas. Let me delete this one. Uh-oh. So I could delete this right here. If I wanted to change the color of these petals, right, I would have to contour this. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 petals. So I can click contour. I mean, wait, I'll have to duplicate it first. Let me duplicate this. Duplicate, 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 duplicate. And let me bring the view down so you can see it. Let me bring these down too so we can see what's happening to them. And let's work with one at a time. So if I click contour, right, I can hide all of this. I can hide the whole thing, and I can start to just, you know, hide the pieces that I don't want. I can hide all of this. Let's just say I want that. And I want this one to be, I don't know, blue. And then I can have one main flower. And we'll know that this goes on top of here just like this. And then let's contour another one. So I can click contour, make sure the image is down at the bottom, hide all contours, and then just start to remove everything that you don't want to be showing. All right, so here's this one. I can change this to, I don't know, red. I can put it up here. Now this would be a very unique flower. This flower would be super unique, right? Contour. And I can click hide all contours and, you know, start to move all this stuff out again. All of this. And then close that and change this to yellow. You get where I'm going with it? So whenever you have something that's a cut, yes, whenever you have something that's a cut file and it has, you know, you want to change the colors up, you have to contour them, but you have to duplicate it to however many colors you want it to be. Okay, y'all got that? So if you want it to be 7 different colors, you need 7 different layers. If you want it to be 12 colors, you need 12 layers. All right. We good? All right. So really that's everything. And the last thing I wanted to show you is just how to use a pen, how to use the pen. Do you understand contour? What did y'all write for contour? Slice is my favorite. Works best in cut. Okay. Okay, good. All right, so let's look at the pen and then we're getting ready to land this plane. Thank you, Debbie. Okay, perfect, good. All right, I'm gonna delete all this because I think we got that. All right, let's make this a little bit bigger and let's just change this to a pen. And with this, well, let me go back. Let me see if I can use that one that I just contoured. We can use that. And then just color in, I guess. I'm not going to do that. We'll just use this one. All right, let me make it a little bit bigger. And let's change this to a pen. And let's change it to, let's find one that I have. Let's look at a marker. Yeah, let's look at a marker. And let's go to, we'll do black infusible ink. All right, so with infusible ink, I'll just color it in so I can show you how to use it. How about that? Let's do that. All right, so I'm going to use this as infusible ink and I'm going to have my Cricut draw this and then I'll show you how to use the infusible ink pen. So we're gonna have to put the pen in here in the slot A. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and click make. No, I don't need it to save it. And I actually don't need it to mirror this either. I'm going to click continue. And I am going to use, I'll still call this the Infusible Ink Transfer Sheet, but what I'm going to put on the mat is actually sublimation paper. And I'll explain why. Y'all do know that infusible ink is sublimation ink, right? Y'all do know that infusible ink is sublimation ink. Y'all do know that, right? So I'm just going to take this A-Sub sublimation paper and I'm going to put this on my mat that I just, let me use a different mat. And I'm going to let my Cricut draw this out with my Cricut black Infusible Ink Marker pen. Let me stop sharing so y'all can see. So it says load black Infusible Ink pen. That's a, man, I wish I had a medium point. It really won't matter though. I don't think this is gonna, let me see. Okay, I'll use this one. So I'm gonna use, let me stop sharing. Haha, just kidding. So I'm gonna use this Cricut Infusible Ink pen, and this is the, it's actually the marker, the 1.0 marker. And I'm just going to put the cap, I always just put the cap on the end so I don't lose it. And I'm going to put it right here in clamp B, clamp A. I'm just going to push it down. And here the click. I'm going to close this and I'm going to let my Cricut draw that flower. Let me go back to the flower. Make sure it's where I can draw. I should have made it bigger, but y'all will get it. You'll get the picture. I'm going to click the flashing C. I'm turning on my heat press to 385 degrees. I didn't know you could do that. Thanks a lot, because yeah. Hello, we're not doing noises. Now my marker looking really, really dried out. I mean, really, really dried out. Let me try a different one because that did not. I'm gonna just let it go again. Just by pressing the flashing C, let it go around again. It's looking a tiny, tiny, tiny bit better, but not much. We're at the end. We're at the end. We're at the end, y'all. Y'all stuck in there with me for 3 hours, and we'll be finishing. We'll be finished in about 4 minutes. That's still very light, but I'm gonna go with it. So since this is sublimation, see that? So it drew the flower. Thank you, Mary. Yes. I know, Luke. I'm so sorry. Yes, they're upside down. Okay, so see it drew the flower for me. So what I'm going to do is just color this in just in whatever colors I want to use. So I'm going to use my infusible ink pens, and I'm going to color this in just how I want to color it in. Whatever colors I want to do. So it's going to be a flower like you've never seen before. Where did we see this before? Nowhere. We've never seen this. We've never seen this kind of flower. Because what? It doesn't exist. Okay? Oh, you know what? I have some new sublimation markers. I should use those. Then I'll have to find them. Who's got time for that? I do. I have some somewhere. I have some from Artistry. Let me see if I can find one quick. But I haven't, let me see if they're right here. They're not right here. Then we're not gonna worry about it. No. No. I have no idea where I put those markers, y'all. And it'll just waste your time to be trying to look for them. My Lord, do we want to waste time looking for them? We don't. We don't. We're going to use what we got. So I'm going to just use random colors. We're going to use what? Random colors. This is, what color is this? Vivid blue. We're going to go with vivid blue. I'm just going to color this in. Super, super quick. I'm coloring on sublimation paper. I have heard that you can use copy paper if it has a certain thickness. I haven't tried that. I have never tried to do that. But I have made a mug with this same exact method by coloring it in with Infusible Ink Markers. I'm not very good at coloring, so this is not going to be great, but you will understand and get the gist. So that's one color. This is vivid blue. This is orange, red, green, and we'll try, what's this one? Purple. This is gonna be great. This is gonna be the best flower you ever seen in your life. That was a lie. If y'all hear smooching in the background, that's Madison and the dog. Y'all are doing way too much. Thank you. Y'all, I did not have the intentions of keeping anybody for 3 hours of their life that they can never get back. Like, Delonda, you taking time of my life that I can never get back. So I like these markers because they do have a double tip. One side of it is thicker, and you'll be able to see the effect of it. It's going to be really, really cute. While I'm coloring, y'all can be typing in one thing you learned. You can be telling me if you learned anything, or thing, or two, or three, or four. This is going to be so good, y'all. Watch. It's going to be great. I can feel it. Now, one thing you will learn is that Delonda does not do well with what? Coloring. Never said I did. I never said I did. Oh, I had it on my list to say thank you all for purchasing the files from my Etsy shop. I really do appreciate that very much. I have been so overwhelmed with the amount of support you've shown me. You know this, if you've been with me, you know this is a new endeavor, and that it's kind of scary. It's kind of scary starting something new. Did I use this color yet? But y'all have really just shown me a lot of love, and I do appreciate that very much. I never set out when I started crafting to have an Etsy shop. As a matter of fact, I thought very negatively against it. But it's just been overwhelming. So thank you. Let's go with lime green. Lime green it is. It's going to be great. Y'all, this is going to be the ugliest flower. How ugly is it? Really ugly. Okay, thank you. You ever using a pen? Okay, good. Good. I know it was a lot. I should have said 5 features from Cricut Design Space. Whose bright idea was it to do 15 features? Whose was it? Whose idea was that? Do I have brown? Y'all better say something nice about my flower. Y'all would better say something nice about my flower. I don't know flowers. This flower is about to be what? Amazing. It's about to be, go to the, oh good, Robin, yay. It's about to be amazing. Now, I'm not going to be able to use it for anything, but it's a teaching mechanism. It's a way to teach you how to personalize your stuff, not be stuck on colors. That same method that I showed you in contour, you can use that same method with a PNG. All you have to do is change it from a PNG, from a print then cut to a basic cut. And you can follow that same method and you can change the colors of a PNG. Did y'all know that? I have a tutorial on how to do that. Like I was using some gnomes and I wanted to separate them. I changed them to a basic cut. Made the changes that I wanted. Then I changed it back to a printing cut. And it was perfect. Y'all better say this flower look good. Even if it what? Doesn't. Because it doesn't. You know how you have to tell your kids they're doing a good job? Like, ooh, you are really doing a good job when it's not. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I think I'm going to do let's do yellow. Let's do yellow. Oh, watch, this is going to be so good. I have brown right here. Y'all didn't even tell me. I'm over there looking for brown. Oh, fire. Ooh. I need to use the other end of this, the thick end. Thank you, Sylvia. Sylvia, this is going to be the best flower you've ever seen this side of the Mississippi. Oh, I love when people say that. Like, well, what if I'm on the other side of the Mississippi? So it's not, it's only good on that side of the Mississippi. And where is the Mississippi? We don't know. Y'all don't listen to me. Don't listen to me. Want me to just stop coloring and just show you what I'm going to do with this? Or keep going? Everybody who's still here must be glutton for punishment. Like, no, we love punishment. We love torture. That's what I think it is. You better come back tomorrow, too. Keep going, Kristen. Kristen, don't laugh at my flower, Kristen. Kristen, I'm going to need your encouraging words. Y'all, Kristen will encourage me, even when it's like, it's not the worst I've seen. That's something she would say. I've seen worse. On what? In the trash. I'm almost finished, y'all. Almost finished. It's going to be great. Wait for it. It's going to be so great. Now, remember, I'm coloring on sublimation paper because I know that this paper can withstand the heat from the heat press. And I'm using Infusible Ink Markers. All of these are Infusible Ink Markers. These are the double tip Infusible Ink Markers. I bought them on sale from Michael's. Well, this, it's looking really, really ugly, but we're going to go with it. This brown ain't doing it. I'm doing a great job. I got to plug in my thing before it dies. I'm almost finished. Don't forget red. Okay, that. All right. So do I need to color this in? Do I need to color this in right here? Oh, this is gonna be the ugliest flower you ever seen. Do I need to color this in? Do I need to? This part right here. What color? This is all green. You just color green. Don't color green. Let me color green. Y'all remember on that episode of Good Times when they Florida kept saying the brown cow has speckled spots. That's what this flower made me think of. Because I'm crazy like that. Y'all remember that? The brown cow has speckled spots. I think I'm getting delirious. It's the markers. I'm delirious, that's all. Don't worry about it. Here's my flower. Here's my flower. So I'm going to get a PYD Life little towel and I'm gonna sublimate on this, okay? Y'all remember that? She kept saying that. Was it her saying that? The brown cow has speckled spots. Like, why do you keep saying that? Now it's stuck in my head. Stop saying that. Okay. She's delirious. So this is just one of these little PYD Life little towels. And I'm going to just cut around it so y'all can see what this will do. And I'm going to tape it to this little towel. The brown cow has speckled spots. Let me lint roll. Y'all got me doing crazy stuff. Lint roll. This is still sublimation. Lint roll, lint roll, lint roll, lint roll, lint roll. Boop, boop, boop. The brown cow has speckled spots. That, I'm just going to tape it down with my little hair resistant tape really quick. Bam, bam. Got the heat press set to 385 for 45 seconds. That should be plenty. This is going to be really good. Let me get some butcher paper. This is going to be great. I feel it. Just tear this. Put a piece right here. Put my little towel right here. I didn't even pre-press it, but that's okay. Cover that. And let's see. Let's let it do what it's going to do. All right, we can be doing this. Did we accomplish our goal? Did we accomplish our goal? Did we accomplish our goal to learn 15 tips and tricks in Cricut Design Space? Did we accomplish our goal? The brown cow has speckled spots. Okay, we accomplished our goal. Look, we're almost at the end. As soon as this come out, I'm going to say my say about road rage. We're going to get on out of here because I'm going to go do what? Eat. Oh, that's looking really good. So here's so you can see, right? you can see, turn this off. Remember I said infusible ink is sublimation ink. And you saw all I did was color it in, right? With these pens, right? Y'all saw that? Look at this. Did y'all see that? I've been up here all day working, Kristen. And it's in there. I mean, it's not the cutest flower you've ever seen, but you'll get it, right? It's in the fabric, right? It's not going anywhere. It's in there. It's on there. It's in there. I mean, it's not cute. Like, I have no need for this, but you get it, right? You get it that infusible ink is sublimation ink. And these pens, the purpose of the infusible ink pens is just so you can make the design your own, okay? In there like swimwear. Yeah, like that. Okay. All right, it's really, really good. Okay, so hopefully y'all have learned, and sorry I took up so much of your time. I did not intend to take up all your time like this. If you have not downloaded the checklist that's below the video, hopefully you do that. And you can, go back and take notes as you go, and you'll be able to, learn a few things. Y'all, my face be shining, my hair be just doing too much. But thank y'all so much for spending time with me. I don't take it lightly. I feel like when somebody gives you their time, it's equivalent to their treasure. And I definitely appreciate you spending your time with me, especially 3 hours and 47 minutes. So thank y'all very much. About road rage, I think it's still a very much a thing, even in January, where people should be happy that they made it to a new year, new beginning, new chances, new everything, right? But people are still going through stuff, right? So one new day of the year doesn't change things that people were already going through. So still just be mindful of that. When you leave your house, your goal should be to get back to your house. And if that means that you have to let somebody go around you because they're angry or frustrated or having a bad day, you don't need to have a bad day with them. Like, let them have their own bad day, and you have a concert in your car, right? Don't even engage. Do not engage in road rage. It's just not worth it. Okay. It's not worth it to you or your family. And your goal should always be to just get back home. Okay. Just tell yourself they have to use the bathroom. They have to use the bathroom when I'm in the way. So you just move out of the way. Okay. All right. So thank y'all so very much. If you didn't like the video, please do that. If you came in late, go back and watch the replay. And I will try to add some chapters so you'll know where to go back, like what number, of thing we did. And hopefully you took notes and all of that. Okay. Thank y'all very, very much. Thank you so much. I know it was a long, long live. If you are joining tomorrow night, I'll be doing rhinestones tomorrow night with my Caesar Romeo, and I'll be giving out some of my logos tomorrow because we've been on here for too long. Okay, so thank y'all for joining me. I appreciate it very, very much. Okay, and if nobody has told you they love you today, I love you, and thank y'all for joining. Kawana, do you want your stickers? Because I can send them. Y'all want to say bye to Milo? Tomorrow at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. Lisa, I hope you learned something. I know it was a lot. I'm so very sorry that it was so much. Oh my gosh. Milo, you want to say bye to the people? I want to say bye to the people. You say bye to the people? They gave you blankets? Yeah, say they gave me super, super blankets. Come on, say bye to the people. Kristen is in there. You could say bye to Kristen. You say bye to Kristen? He say bye to the people. Say bye to the. They right here. They right there. Say bye to the people. You don't want to? He sees his TREAT. All right. Bye, y'all. We'll see y'all tomorrow. We see them tomorrow. You gonna be howling and screaming? Or no? You're not gonna be howling and screaming. You're gonna be super, super good? You're not. Okay. You want your stickers? Okay, I'll send them. All right. Bye, y'all. Milo, we're not doing that. We're not doing it.